latest today. So today's
There is, though, isn't there?
What do you mean?
Mark, I'm an Oldham fan. You absolutely described my childhood.
Oh, it's coming. Oh! There we go, Shan. Guys, welcome back to, I'm going to call this episode 2 because we started again. So episode 2 of the weekend review of Leagues 1 and 2, which sounds that's too many numbers in there, but we're back. I'm reporting live from the top of League 1. I've just seen Hannah roll her eyes in the bottom there. The top of League 1, and not only the top of League 1. Let's just give some facts here. The only team with a 100% record in League 1, and the only team that has, as of game week 2, not conceded a goal. Let's get Hannah's eye rolling in here. Hannah, how are you feeling about that? Because we did the live on Thursday, and I told you I thought we were going to do it this season, and you gave it the but you played your second game, and no one else has. You top, but everyone else has got to play. Everyone else has played, Hannah, and no one did.
Congratulations! I'm really, really happy for you. I'm sure that this is just the beginning of a constant ascent.
Stop the count.
No one else is going to have a look in. If you're still there at December, no, I'm not even. No, I was thinking about what I could commit to doing. If you're
commit
in that, but no, because I can't think of anything.
You'll shave your head.
I can't for professional reasons.
You could buy a wig.
I'll buy a wig. What to wear on top of my normal?
You can shave your head and then wear a wig.
I could do an Erling Haaland. Have we got confirmation yet that he's donated his hair to something wholesome and virtuous?
It's coming to your house in December. Once you've shaved your head.
I shaved my hair to wear, but now he's lost his mojo, hasn't he? So might be regretting
to be fair, I watched that today, and I did think, imagine if it's like a psychological thing for him.
Yeah, miss of the season already.
Yeah. So, we've got lots to talk about, but let's bring Fifey back because he is here. I can see him jigging away. I don't know what he's listening to because we're not even playing music. He's jigging. Fifey, what are you dancing to?
Songs on Coyote Ugly.
Banger. I love that soundtrack.
Evening. Welcome. How are we all feeling? We should all be feeling great, shouldn't we? Like, we all got wins this weekend, and sorry, Hannah.
It's fine. We won on paper. That's all that matters.
I'd just like to,
because we had 28 shots and 14 corners, which was the number of shots was double anyone else in the league.
Yeah, but it also has the score on paper.
Go in the net. I know. We learned that apparently. So that's the learning for next weekend. Yes. We'll take that forward.
Great having the shots. Put it in the goal.
Yeah.
Just do it. Go on, Fifey. What were you going to say?
I just want to congratulate you, Liam, on winning the league in August.
Thank you. I've got that.
I'm sure that's never come back to bite any fan base in the arse ever. # Walsall.
Well, Blackpool were singing about winning the league, having been 1 win out of 2.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, isn't it? Like how already we're kind of getting to this. I'm saying it, and I do say it because I know that it winds Hannah up more than anything, if I'm honest with you. But it's a bit weird that we're at this, we're 2 games in and already it's kind of starting.
But what I think, and I've never noticed it before this season, but maybe it's because we're always at home the first game of the season. It's like last weekend didn't happen for loads of teams. And it was the same, like looking through the post-game interviews, there's at least one manager that said, like, it was great. It was a great start. And when you looked at it, it was their first home game. And it felt like that, like especially because I was with Plymouth, and obviously a lot of people didn't go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like last Saturday didn't happen, and yesterday was the first game of League One, and you weren't even there, Liam.
I wasn't because we played on Thursday. We're just getting a head start. That's all. We're getting a head start before the inevitable happens.
You're already what 5 ahead of Leicester, who are everyone's favourites to go up. So,
by the way, I mean we can start with Leicester if you want, because
no, not really, because I'll just go on a rant again.
Yeah, but it's like last week. Obviously, you're coming up against a team that's just been promoted, who want to prove themselves and they want to kind of kick on, and it's kind of hard to know what to expect with them. I would have put my house on Leicester yesterday against Burton. I would have. It would have been so easy to just do without a second thought, and then they get turned over. I find
they get burdened.
They get burdened. It's baffling. Did
you see that? Like they were. I mean, in fairness to them, they were playing with 10 men.
Not at the start, they weren't.
Yeah, going to say
no. Fair. I mean, Corey's eye. Will Fuller. Leicester.
Bear in mind, Hannah, they were 2-0 down before they got the red card. Actually, they were better with 10 men.
Well, that's true. But Russell Martin said it was down to the red card. There were lots of blame placed on red cards at the weekend. Same with
Oldham.
Was it Oldham?
There were only red cards in Leicester and Oldham games, so I would hope so.
Been Oldham then.
Just before, if we're really starting here, just before I go on what is going to become my weekly rant on Leicester, because I'm invested in what they do. I just want to go back very briefly on the Haaland thing, because I wasn't on the screen, if I can, and just say, if you haven't seen it already, he not only has he released the pictures and then obviously played with his new haircut today, he's released a video of when he video called Pep, Jack Grealish, and who was the other one?
Ibrahimovic.
Yes.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen that video, it's funny. Zlatan's fuming, absolutely fuming.
And I bet he rang him afterwards and said, "I told you so, lad."
Yeah, I bet he has called him and all.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I did like him as a personality, but I did laugh at myself this morning when, after we on our little WhatsApp group, I thought I just assumed it was AI at first.
That's the thing. You can't take anything.
You can't trust anything.
No.
Bad, isn't it? But I went and watched it, and it's actually a very entertaining little video.
Yeah.
With his girlfriend and the hairdresser.
And Pep's just there. And Pep, by the way, spoiler of the video, Pep's just there like, oh yeah, I'm just led here watching Spurs v Brentford. Like, lad, you've done 10 years at Man City. Have a weekend off.
Yeah, laid in bed watching it.
Yeah.
Like, unbelievable. What a guy. Well, shall we do our teams first?
Oh, we go first this week.
Or last? We do. Anna wants to just get it out of the way.
I'll do mine. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, go on, Hannah. Tell us all about. So, for those who don't know, it finished Blackpool 2, Stockport 1. Hannah's got the claret and amber notepad out to discuss.
So, Ian Evatt, who I wasn't a fan of anyway, I now have a actual fully fledged hatred for, just because how he is. Nothing to do with his penis, Liam. I saw you this is, I know what's coming. No.
Well, for anyone who has no idea what you're talking about there, Hannah, people might just think that you hate people just generally because of their penises, but Ian Evatt did back in the day. Give it a Google. After 9 o'clock, so it's after the watershed. Give it a Google. Ian Evatt did have a slight mishap with sending some stuff from his mobile phone that happened to get leaked.
Yeah.
Dick's
very
out forever.
Unfortunate. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person anyway. Maybe that's what. Oh, anyway. Jimmy McNulty, I've decided, is the nicest man in football ever. Since we came back into the Football League, and particularly last season, started having an issue with the amount of space on the benches at County for both home and away teams. And so over the summer, they have extended the dugout. So it's now this big perspex thing, probably like everyone else has had for years. It's got the individual seats. It's looking lovely. They've had to take seats out. So Jim McNulty, bless him, at one point in the second half, had moved out of the technical area to the right, turned around and said to the bloke, like, sat in the second row, "Can you see, or do you want me to sit down?" The bloke was like, "No, you're good. You're fine."
You know, it's bad when your manager doesn't even want to watch the game, Hannah.
No, because he had a cool box to sit on if he needed it. Because we're really
very Bielsa.
Yes.
Yeah, but so Ian Evatt had to be kind of held back on several occasions by his bald. I don't know who it is. He looked like a big bouncer who kind of positioned himself between Evatt and the fourth official, which definitely wasn't a coincidence. I feel like that's maybe his job at the club. But Evatt had decided that they were going to focus on vertical football, which was actually very sensible, because we've been playing this kind of double centre midfield pivot. So you've got Ollie Norwood on one side going out, and on the other side you've got Lewis Bate going out to Ryan Glover and Jack Diamond. On the other side you've got Osborne and Wood, I guess. So that worked because, and I think if McNulty continues to play like this, I think this type of scoreline and the stats will be quite common. I mean, they had 22% possession.
Mm-hmm.
Ollie Watmuff wasn't brilliant. Like we talked about, like Erling Haaland's psychology. Ollie Watmuff yesterday had Andy Dibble watching him for England assume he knows he was there. Who knows? But yeah, it was one of those games, and McNulty said in his post interview, where you just sit there thinking we're never going to score. Can go back to the bar half time because we're not going to miss anything. And then we scored in like the 90th minute or something ridiculous. The lovely Mika Mandron, who is proving to be quite useful. But yeah, 28 shots and 40 corners. And we had Carl Brook as well, who is also going on the shit list. There are a couple of referees now that I recognise by sight. Carl Brook is one, Alex Chilovich is the other. And
surely Darren Drysdale's on one of them.
Do you know what? I recognise the net, like yes. But also, if you walk past me, I don't think I'd recognise them. Carl Brook and Alex Chilovich, 100%. And neither for good reasons. And
both are set to feature in a lower league look special on referees.
Yeah, we'll get them in.
Yeah. Me and Charlotte can get that dartboard that we've been planning and line it up.
So for anybody tonight, by the way, anybody watching tonight, do keep an eye out for the special feature at some point in the evening where one of Hannah's children will just appear in the doorway behind.
In a state of undress, if last week is anything to go by.
You never know what they're going to be wearing, but they'll just pop. One of them will just pop up. And the thing is, she's got two, and they're twins. I'm now confident I can tell the two apart.
They're very different.
But that's you. That you're going to see that. At first, I couldn't tell them apart.
Well,
but they're not identical twins, are they? Or are they actually? They're not.
Absolutely, definitely not identical. My money's on Charlotte today because she's being a bit of a challenge. They're this time next week they will be 13, and they are letting me know.
Well, keep an eye out for that. That'll happen at some stage in the evening. Yeah, carry on, Hannah. I know you were just.
No, so I'm done. So I've got my phrase, because I've decided that football podcasts need more cocktails. This is where, like, everything's going wrong.
Oh, if that's the vibe we're going for, I'll go get the bottle of sours out.
Yes. I'm drinking.
Shot for every game we talk about.
I'm drinking, but delicately. After we had a get together yesterday for my birthday, and it ended up being very messy. To the point where someone who will remain nameless, I'll just call her Liv's mum. They were obviously they were no one was staying over. They were coming and they were getting taxis home, and it got to about 11 o'clock last night, and Liv's mum came upstairs to the toilet and just got into our bed and went to sleep.
Nice.
She went to sleep. So then Liv's mum, Liv's dad, and Liv's brother, who were all getting a taxi home, they all ended up staying. So me and Liv ended up in the spare room. Liv's brother were on the couch. We had a fire in the garden, in the fire pit. And we were.
I'm glad you caveated that. Like,
we didn't just
you've not all just gone to sleep while there's a fire.
I mean, it is Yorkshire.
We had the fire pit on. But yeah, so I'm quite delicate today. However, I will say, and it's not football related, but if anybody doesn't have a teppanyaki grill, get yourself one, because it is unbelievable.
I don't think I've ever had teppanyaki. Never mind have a grill.
Well, no, it's essentially. So we were going to get a barbecue for my birthday. That's what I said. I want a barbecue. I want a new barbecue. And then I was like, everyone's got a barbecue. So I was like, I want something different. So I got a teppanyaki grill, which is essentially, it's like 90 centimeter long, like hot plate.
It's just like a George Foreman without a lid, Fifey.
Yeah, but it's for outdoors. And like you saw, I cooked burgers and chicken and sausage and steaks and everything. Oh, it was great.
It's funny that Liam's doing this action, because if you go for like actual teppanyaki, they do it with they throw food up and cut it, comes down. And
I've got all the little the big things that they flick it and stuff with. Oh, Hannah, there were food everywhere, and I wasn't even trying. I would try to flip burgers, and it was like going off at sound. But it's great. It was good. So yeah, get yourself one if you don't have one. That's a little plug there. Yeah. So I had a great day.
Teppanyakigrills.com/lower league look.
Yeah.
For 10% off your first order.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Teppanyaki grills.
It's in your pictures.
Yes, your teppanyaki grills. I might do a night. If you're gonna have cocktails, I might do a night where I put the setup outside and do my teppanyaki grill while we're doing the show. I'll make some food.
Well, at some point, we'll do a proper live one from your garden. You'll be on the grill. Hannah can bring the cocktails, and I'll drive up with whatever it is I need to drive up with.
Yeah, I'm all over that. We've got we could do a live show in the garden. Absolutely. Might be even better in the winter when it's cold, so we can have the fire pit on.
I wanted to add, if I can just bring it back onto the actual subject matter.
Oh, fucking if you always want to talk football on a football podcast, go on then.
I was interested in Hannah's thoughts. Well, I thought both Blackpool goals came more through Stockport defensive errors than Blackpool actually being good. And I think in amongst all those 117 million shots that you had, it's also worth noting you hit the bar twice as well.
Yes, we were very good. We just didn't score.
Yeah.
And it was lovely to watch. Lovely football.
It sounds like me on the pool on a night out.
Lovely to watch. No
Very
end
good.
result.
Just didn't score. Lovely to watch.
Yeah. No end result.
We didn't have any injuries either.
Yeah, but five, he takes a cool box with him to sit on as well. And he can't.
I embraced my full Bielsa when I'm on a night out.
Ian Everts out there waving his bits around. Right, well,
it's no wonder I'm not getting any luck if that's what's going on.
You've not seen Ian Everts' bits. I'll talk about ours. It'll only be quick because we did it live on Thursday.
No, so. I've got things that I found out since
about our
Wednesday.
Game.
Well, more about since Thursday about Wednesday.
Okay.
Go on.
You mean about the team Wednesday?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, Bradford won. Sheff Wednesday 0. I think first 20 minutes or so, and you'll agree, Chef Wednesday were all over us. They could have been 3 or 4-0 after 10 minutes.
Definitely one of the worst defensive displays I've ever seen from any team ever.
But we know what we're doing.
I've just realised what we've done. It was the Barry Bannon show. Barry and Bannon. Barry Bannon.
Say it again, but slower.
Well, I said it was the Barry and Bannon show. And you said it was the Barry Bannon show.
Oh, right. Okay. Hannah, maybe, do you know what? Do you know why we don't plan these things and we just kind of go off just go on the fly? This is probably why it's a good idea for us to maybe talk beforehand, because I had no idea what you were talking about.
This is what Froze does for you 20 minutes into an episode.
But it makes sense. So, yeah, it was first 20 minutes, all Chef Wednesday. And then we settled into it for the remainder of the first half. I felt like we got back into it. It was more even that second half of the first half. Second half of the game, we managed it very, very well. We got the goal early on, and we managed them very well. We got the girl. Sorry, Pfeiffer. We managed.
Just
them,
rubbing it in.
Yeah, but we managed Chef Wednesday really well and just kept their chances to nothing. Yeah, I feel like the second half defensively solid, passing was good, movement was good, and actually something I do want to talk about. I saw a Chef Wednesday fans kind of review of the game on TikTok, and he was saying, and it comes back to what I said about Leicester last week. He said, we were kind of all over them at first. He said, and then all of a sudden we took it to the back and we started trying to play it out from the back. And he said, the second we started playing out from the back, Bradford came at us. And it's what I said about like Notts County last week against Leicester. If you try and play football out of the back at a League One level, teams aren't afraid to press. And that's what we did. And when we pressed, we came back into it. And it's, again, I keep bringing it back up, Hannah, but it's what we did to you last season. Mm-hmm. When that playing out from the back and that total football, as it's known, when teams try and do that, it doesn't work. Oh, I don't think it works as well at this level. So yeah, we kind of came back into it. Chef Wednesday fans are praising the Bradford fans for. I didn't actually think there were that much noise, but it's what it is.
Harder on TV, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I think we missed. Well, I missed it all because I wasn't watching it. And you'd think I've learned from my drinking while podcasting, but I have eaten tonight first, so that's progress. So there was an awful lot of build-up before the game that we didn't see. There was this whole founded in 1867, reborn in 2026. They're really going for this, new era, which is fair. So when David Storch and the Arise group took it over, before kind of going back, I think when the administrators came in, they ripped out the seats that had Chansiri's name on.
Yeah.
There's still an N and an S apparently, but because they were replaced with new seats, that it's still really obvious. So there's still that kind of carryover and whatever else. What I have found really interesting since is that the good news for everyone else in the league is that they've already spent their budget. They're basically reliant on loans here on in. They budgeted 5 million and they've spent 9 million. But most of that has gone on fan-facing infrastructure. So think about this in the lens of the new rules. And the business plan that David Storch signed with the EFL means that they can't put any private equity in yet. Mm-hmm. They have to make the club sustainable. And this is a club that over the last few years, the hospitality lounges have been empty. They've, it's just, and so part of this kind of renewal has been like bringing Chris Waddle in, carting players in from the US. And and bringing that side of it back. But they spent on players, staff, academy, and infrastructure, the 5 million, or the long-term plan, that's what they need to spend on. And they've budgeted, I want to say 200 million, or that's what it'll cost them to get back, to unlap themselves, was the quote, to get them back to where they need to be on a level playing field off the pitch. Essentially, that's what it'll cost because of the state that they were in. But yeah, it's all basically, and the only thing that Henrik Pedersen said about the, I keep calling him Peterson. Is that more better or worse? Peterson? It's like
pedophile's the worst out of all three.
Well, yeah, but Americans call them pedophiles, so it, like whenever I say it sounds wrong in my head.
All right, I'm segueing that
pieces. Yeah, I know. I've been back to, but they've already spent their budget. They're going to be reliant on loan signees, which, you know, if your budget was that tight and you spent your budget, why on earth would you put your eggs in a Louis Barry shaped basket? Who, as much as I love him, does not have constant form.
No. And he's only had it at one club.
So yeah, that surprises me. And they've also got, I didn't realise, because they've got Simon Wilson, who came from us as their director of football. Mm-hmm. They've got David Bruce as the CEO. They've got David Storch as an owner. So David Challoner is written in the stars, quite honestly. Yeah, just feels like, I don't know. I'm sure they know what they're doing. And I know that they need to make the club commercially successful again, because that's how financing works now. But I think I possibly would have budgeted slightly differently.
Well, do you know the thing for me, and I think it's going to annoy a lot of people as the season goes on. Obviously, you guys haven't played them yet, so you won't have seen it. But when you do, I'm sure you will notice it, depending on how the game goes. But Sky are very, very much on the Chef Wednesday train this season, just like they were.
I said this to you Thursday.
Just like they were.
They are the Sky darlings this year.
Yeah, and you can hear, if you go back and watch the highlights, and you hear when we score, they almost sound disappointed. And it's like that back in the day, that would be celebrated. Do you know what I mean? It's like the big team coming up against a team that has, because they can talk about like Chef Wednesday, and I know that they've been through shit, and it's some of the stuff that they've been through is horrible. My team's been through some horrific stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, with 2 administrations within 20 minutes of going out of business, multiple relegations from the Premier League down to League Two. Chef Wednesday have yet to go to that, then stuck in League Two for 6 years, and then scraping out on the last game of the season. That for me should have been focused on more. The fact that Chef Wednesday have been competing at the top end of the Championship, we've been competing at the bottom end of League Two, and now we're not just on a level playing field. We've beaten them, but they sounded devastated, like genuinely devastated that we'd scored, and it was like, it's going to annoy people. And I don't think it's the Chef Wednesday fans, because I haven't actually seen a Chef Wednesday fan actually speak about the game on socials, on any of the videos I've seen. I've not seen anyone make negative comments about us, which with Wrexham and with Birmingham you did.
They're quite nice as a fan base. I quite like them. They're quite reasonable. And I mean, they've been through some shit, haven't they? Which, you know, definitely kind of influences you as a fan base.
Yeah.
Haven't we all, though?
There were fireworks, apparently. They've gone full Birmingham. When Birmingham came, when Birmingham were in League One, it was, fireworks and everything at St Andrews, and that's what they did on Thursday. But it might have been because it was a first game.
Yeah, and you're right, Fife. Everyone's been through, in some way, we've all been through shit with our teams, but I think that there's a real opportunity for like Chef Wednesday, because look, they might not go up this season. They could be in League One for a few seasons. Like, you're talking about what they've got to do off the field. Is it best for Chef Wednesday to go straight up, back up to the Championship?
No, absolutely not.
Stay, build, get your base, and go. And if they're here for a while, they don't want to be. They don't want to be that team that everyone despises, and it's not them that's doing it. It's Sky.
what will help them will be they've got 25,000 season ticket holders this season.
Yeah. By the way, 33,500 fans in attendance on Thursday night in League One.
That will be the thing that very few clubs in League One have. And if they can manage that, let's call it an investment every week properly and really invest in the fan side, then
if they can get the match day experience right, because that for me is key when you've got 25,000. Get the food right. It might be that
on Thursday apparently they ran out of food by half time, and there were all sorts of the media room was out of commission, and what the reporter said
all sounding very Swindon-esque.
But he said, like,
very tin pot.
It's not for the media, it's the fans. I mean, the fans have to eat, but they don't have to, and they've got that nice hog roast place up the road. But I think
get it right. If you get it right, your secondary spend of a 25,000 fans over the course of a season, you're going to treble your income from season tickets for people spending money in the ground. Get it right. If I go to a football game, right? Well, yeah, it is. If I go to a football game, and so like up until this season at Bradford, so we've got Northern Kitchen in now. Which, by the way, when you come and play Bradford, sorry, Fife, you won't be, but Hannah, when you come play Bradford, the food at Valley Parade this season,
we might get you in the cup.
The food at Valley Parade? No.
Not Northern Kitchen, who are not far from my house. They've built up this brand, and they've actually paid £200,000 investment to take over the catering at Valley Parade. They're doing that. They're doing the players' meals at training.
Can away fans go in the home hospitality?
Yes, yeah. I took Fifey and the full.
I've been in there.
In there. We all went in.
Like, we're there on Boxing Day.
Yeah. Took him in. Hannah, we can sort out a table. We could get a table, get a few of us. We do it. It was good. Yeah, it was good. We did a full thing with Fifey and Fools guys. Where they had a table in hospitality and a meal, and then they had to sit as we beat them in the home end.
So this was my we didn't get on to guilty secrets last week, I don't think. But my guilty secret for this season is that I've got a hospitality season ticket.
You did mention it. My opinion did slightly go down.
Yeah, but you know what? Losing was so much better.
When you could go into somewhere warm and have a drink.
You can go half time. Can go and have my brownie and my whatever, banana tonics tea cake and my wine.
Yeah,
so much better.
Yeah, that's what when we went to Salford and we've got that bar behind, and you can just we just slip into the little bar. I
was telling someone about that the other day. It was when we were playing Donny and Grant McCann was jumping up and down. I was like, he's really lovely in real life, and they were like, "Are you sure?"
Well, so we were there. So there were me and Hannah, and then there was Temps, who was Pete Wilde's assistant, and then there was Nigel Clough. He came walking in front. He'd sat right near us, and then behind us there was Roy Keane.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, I don't know if it was Scholes or Nicky, but it was one of the two. But they were sat literally behind.
They look very different.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't want to look, Fifey. Do you know when you know they're there and you've kind of seen them come in and you sat there and you're like, all right, okay. And every now and again you kind of go, just to get a glimpse. There's a fucking Roy Keane's behind me. But yeah, and that's one of the reasons I like going to Salford, and we're going to come on to Salford soon because Christ Almighty, that is going to be difficult.
We've got to finish League One first.
We have, yes. Right. So Bradford, top of the league, unbeaten, 100% record, no goals conceded. Champions by the 20. What was it? It was the 20th of August we won it. So yeah, I'm buzzing. Me, can't wait. Bring on Wednesday. We've got Burnley in the cup. Right, Fifey. Do you want to wait until we've done League One and then do Swindon first in League Two?
Yeah. I'm happy to wait till League Two before we talk about us.
You have to. Right, so we're going to do what we did last week. I'm going to reel off the games in League One.
Can we do them for just... No, all right, go for it.
Go on, what's your suggestion?
No, my suggestion was going to be me.
Alpha.
Can we do them the order I've got them in my notebook? Because I literally went all over the place today, to the extent that I forgot that Bromley were actually in League One, and tried to put them in the League Two bit. And then I've got Barnet in the middle. Like, it's a little bit chaotic.
Right, well, I'll read these out, Hannah. I'm reading them in the order that they are on Flash Score, which is the 3 games from lunchtime, and then the rest are in alphabetical order. Well, they're not, because for some reason Leicester is second, but it's fine. Right, so first game, not much to talk about, I don't think. Doncaster Barnsley 0-0.
I have 2 notes.
Oh, go on.
Barnsley still, I know we're only a couple of games into the season, but Barnsley still have not scored a goal this season. Just something to note with what a week or just over a week left.
Are apparently tipped for relegation, which I was unaware of.
You can see why,
but it's been a flash sale for them this summer. They've been getting rid of everyone. Like, we've signed one of their best midfielders, like Phillips. They've said openly that Phillips for the last 3 seasons has been their player of the year, and we've signed him. It's something's not right at that club. But
I have no notes either.
Right, Fife, have you got any other notes other than?
Yeah, from a Doncaster perspective, Alfie May did everything but score. Yeah. He put at least 2 on a plate. I think he hit the woodwork. He did everything but score in this game.
Yeah, he looks good.
Do you know what, though? He does look good. But it just shows that you can't bring in one star player and win the league, which when we played them in the whatever it was, Carabao Cup, he was unplayable to the extent that I was like, well, people will just man mark him, put 2 players on him, take him out of the game. But even that doesn't seem to be happening to that degree, or it's kind of impossible to control him to that extent. So it's reassuring to me that I think that's not happening.
No, but I think so. I watched the games at the lunchtime kickoff, and what I kind of thought with it was it's not that they're not man marking him; it's that his chances aren't coming from Doncaster creation. Doncaster aren't building up play and getting it to Alfie May. Alfie May is doing that typical fox in the box poacher thing and that high press thing. So yesterday there was a point where it kind of got passed along the back with Barnsley, went back to the keeper, and it was a mistake, and it led to Alfie May. So you can't mark him at that point because you've got the ball. You're expecting to have that ball played out to you or played up the pitch, and the mistakes happening and he's there. You've just said there, like, signing like one really good player. They've lost an even better player in Molineux.
Wow.
So
But
it's
not like he's setting League Two alight
to fruition at League Two for him yet. But
you can't be a one-man team.
Yeah, Louis Barry. But Luke Molineux isn't a one-man team because he did it at Hartlepool as well. Like he should have gone up the leagues well before he went up with Doncaster. But yeah, it kind of they haven't replaced Molineux yet. They haven't really, and I don't know if they will. They'll be looking at the Premier League under-21s market. They'll be looking at loans to bring someone in that's hopefully going to be that player that can kind of excite the fans. But yeah, look, 0-0. We've spoken 5 minutes on a 0-0.
I know, like no notes.
Yeah,
no, right. Honestly, you think that's impressive? Our Fools episode after the Northampton game, so on Monday night last week, we went. Bear in mind, our show's normally 90 minutes, and that covers the game, other talking points, and then women's football roundup. We did nearly the length of the game on the 0-0 before we started talking about everything else.
Yeah, but if it's your own team, it's different, isn't it? Like,
I want to know who we are with Ian's comment here. Ian said, "Are you talking about?" This is when we're talking about Sheff Wednesday, Bradford. Are you talking about County C? And then he said, County B look better than them on Thursday. I hope we're County B.
I think he's asking, how are we, or have we talked about actual Stockport County?
No, he's talking about County C and County B, because Bradford have got a lot of ex-Stockport, and Sheff Wednesday have got a lot of ex-Stockport.
County B, right? Okay,
so one of them Sheff Wednesday, one of them's us.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping we're County B because I thought we looked better.
Yeah, makes sense.
Overall,
Yeah.
maybe. And then Aaron has said, wait till you play Leicester on Sky. If we get on Sky, yeah, I'm guessing the same thing's going to be like Leicester and Sheff Wednesday are going to be the media darlings. But there's not much to talk about with Leicester, and we're going to come to that in a second. Right, Luton, Notts County. Luton and Notts County.
What a game.
2-2. Yeah. By the way, what a start to the season Notts County are having.
Yep.
I know they've not won yet, but
that's literally one of the things I've written down here. Two fantastic points for them.
Big ties.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, some massive. I mean, Leicester and then Luton. They are.
Oh, Chris has come in at the right time.
I was just going to say, Chris has just come in. I was at Notts away to Luton yesterday. Another gritty performance from us. Our transfer window has been very underrated, and I think we've been written off by far too many, far too early. I
think it's a lazy write-off. No, it's a lazy write-off.
It's a promoted side. They're going to go back down. Look, say we're Bromley.
Yeah.
And that's more because...
Sorry, unbeaten in League One, Bromley. Just saying.
As our Notts County.
As our Notts County.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, as our Cambridge.
yeah. But looking at it, like... fans of League One clubs, you like us three here, we in the last few years have been in League Two. Mm-hmm. Okay, Hannah, you were in the National League with both Bromley and Notts County. We know what those teams are about. Your teams like your Leicesters, your Huddersfields, your Peterboroughs, your Stevenage to a degree because they went up at the time. Oxford United, Blackpool, Wigan, Orient because they went up. Wickham, Plymouth. They don't know these teams. The fans have no idea. Just before we do go on it, Ian has confirmed Bradford County B. Thank you. But
Wednesday now, County.
Yes, and we are taking very good care of Nick Powell, who's still not injured.
Lovely birthday message, by the way. He's such a joker.
I know. I got a birthday message from Nick Powell, and he called me Sophie and Charlotte. And weirdly, he was outside Edgeley Park. It's almost like it was made for someone else a few years ago when he was playing at Stockport, but it can't have been because it arrived in my inbox on my birthday. Yeah. And it's all, I don't know anyone who has maybe two children called Sophie and Charlotte, but we'll probably see them in about an hour's time. So yeah, like I do think it's a lazy write-off. You're right. Like Dale's saying here, I think Notts will upset a few big teams this season as we've been I'm guessing, hard to beat nowadays. I agree. Like I hated playing Notts County. The season we came up, I think they beat us 4-1 at their place. It's so hard to play against the Notts County side. Yeah. So look, people will write you off. People are going to write off Bromley, and there's going to be some shocks this season. Right. Luton, Notts County, notes. Go.
Jack Wilshere thought that they should have won despite being 2-1 down.
Why? Did he say why?
Honestly, we're back to the confidence of mediocre white men again. This is like, honestly, the number of there's a few of these where I'm trying to look for another example before we get to
Russell Martin.
But Russell Martin was, but that it's like I don't know.
It's like they're watching it through their own.
Don't get it. Like, you nearly lost, mate. Yeah. What makes you think you should have what? Yeah.
By the way, so Bradford Notts County is on Sky on the 12th of September. So I'm guessing that's a Saturday. So it'll be Saturday the 12th.
I think we've got Leicester that day.
It's going to be the biggest. It could be the biggest disaster to hit September since 2001.
For fuck's sake.
If it goes how it always, if it's at our place, I'm a lot more confident. But I haven't even looked. But if that's at Notts County, I'm worried about that. Yeah. So Wilshire's been watching something other than everyone else.
Yeah.
I love it.
As you said, my notes here were two fantastic points at the start of the season for Notts County. It was a game of good goals overall. I would highlight Robert's goal, which I think made it 1-1. His was the one where the set piece got kind of half cleared, and he's half volleyed it with his left foot into the bottom corner from outside the area. It was a really, really tidy finish.
Yeah. Did you know, I've done what I did last week, and today has been a write-off. So I'm watching as we go along. Okay. So actually, we have missed something. Fifey did want to bring something up at the beginning. We just
no, it's all right. I've got an asterisk. Don't worry. I've got somewhere to feed it in.
Can I guess?
You know exactly where it's going.
Is it Leighton Orient?
No. I was going to put it in Leicester because he was linked.
Oh, right. Okay. I was going to go Leighton Orient because obviously, yeah. There. Right. AFC Wimbledon 0, Reading 0. Another 0-0 draw. We're getting a lot at this.
I have no notes other than that was Wimbledon's first point at home since March.
That's incredible, by the way.
That's a poor stat for them, isn't it?
Horrible.
That's horrific.
Horrible.
That's horrific.
And they used to be really, really good at home.
Mm.
We would always struggle against them.
Bradford Notts County is at Meadow Lane on 12 September at
Meadow Lane.
12:30. It's going to be an absolute massacre.
I've not been there since my clutch went on the way in.
I remember that. I remember it was that
a night.
That was, I can say, it was a night game, wasn't it?
It was the 16th of April, 2024.
I do remember it. I do remember you breaking down, needing to be recovered, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the recovery driver took me to the game, even though it was a massive game.
Well,
imagine.
Ian has said that Blackpool did a smash and grab on Stockport County. Not worried, as we still played really well, and with the chances we are making, we'll win plenty of matches. You've got to finish those chances. You have got to finish them. But has Kyle Wootton scored this season yet?
He must have scored last week. Everyone scored last week.
Did he score last week? Should we check? Go on,
the subject of everyone scoring last week, imagine being Reading, scoring 3 last week, not winning, and then not scoring. Oh my God,
poor Jack Marriott.
Right. But not only that, and credit to the ITV researchers, because while I was watching this, I heard the guy that did the commentary of the highlights package say this. Wimbledon Reading, between them now, have played 7 games this season, obviously because they've played each other as well. That's why it's an odd number. And none of them have won in 90 minutes in those 7 games. Wimbledon, I believe, are another team that haven't even scored in the league.
Wow. It's poor. And there's some slow starters this season. Some really slow starters. Right. Next game. We brought these up earlier, Hannah. The other team that everybody is writing off is Bromley. Bromley 1, Cambridge 1. Andy Woodman's doing beautiful things at Bromley.
Also Bromley. Also unbeaten. The only note I've got is that, last week we had the ridiculous, I've got 2 this week, ridiculous headlines that don't, so last week we had Ian Watson going from Asda to the EFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week we had Marcus Iffel, who had taken a massive risk in going to Bromley from Brighton in January 2025, and it paying off. Because now they're in League One and they're unbeaten.
They're unbeaten.
Unbeaten after 2, Fifey. Don't knock
well,
it.
No, I want to build on that because it's the flip reverse of what Hannah said about the last game. Bromley haven't lost at home for about 18 months.
Oh, really?
They're a tough side.
Their record at home is unbelievable. Like, it was the talk of League 2 last year. Who's going to be the team to take the record? Nobody in League 2 beat them at their place last year. And they've now carried that on because Cambridge, again, like we said last week, Cambridge played really, really well in this game. And Bromley was still like, you ain't beating us in our patch. They just don't lose at home.
You can win your home games and you can go undefeated at home and draw and lose a few away games and be very, very comfortable in this league. And Andy Woodman, same as when the first season they came up, it was so difficult to play Bromley away from home. At home, they were a little bit more open But he knows what he's doing. Like when we interviewed him, he just comes across as such a nice guy, just a nice guy who the players like, the players want to play for, and you need a manager like that. You need a manager that everybody just wants to run through a brick wall for. And look, don't get me wrong, he nearly left this summer. He nearly left Bromley this summer. How much truth there was in it from his side, don't know, but there were definitely conversations going on about him moving to another club. So, yeah. What about from Cambridge side of things?
So I just fact checked as well. Apparently, March 2025 was the last time they lost a league game at home.
Who was that against? Please be Brad.
I'll come back to you.
Please be Brad.
And who have they got this weekend?
So this weekend, Bromley are going to be coming up against fixtures. They're
away at Sheffield Wednesday.
And then they've got Leyton Orient at home on Tuesday.
By the way, I don't know how clear this will come up. I've just literally stolen this graphic off a Facebook page. Look how many greens there are in that run as well.
Yeah.
We're not in it. We said last week, didn't we, that he goes for clean sheets. That's what he's aiming for.
Yeah, go for clean sheets. Anything that you get out of that game then is a bonus. If you score a goal and you're aiming for just a clean sheet, you're laughing.
Yeah.
Right, Pfeiffer. Leicester 1, Burton 2. That is a superb result. No, we ain't gone on to it properly. We didn't. We just kind of.
Oh, I'm done. I've got no more notes. Will Collar die. Done.
Pfeiffer wants to bring Ballard into it.
Well, yes, first, no matter what we talk about today, the forward who was linked with Leicester for the longest time and opted to go to the Championship quite rightly scored quite probably goal of the season this weekend with a cheeky little backheel volley, which if you haven't seen it, and coming from a Swindon fan who does not want to say nice things about Bristol City players, what a goal. Yeah. Unreal finish.
It was similar to the one that Zlatan scored for Man United. It's that good. But he gets it in the top corner as well. Like, it's honestly, Hannah, I don't think you've not seen it, have you? I can tell you've not seen it. No. Hannah, it's unbelievable.
Who are they playing? Oh, Bristol.
They played Birmingham.
Yeah.
While Hannah's looking at that, what is there to say about Leicester? Honestly, I mean, I've said it since it happened. I've said it on 2 shows that you've done of this so far. The absolute fraud of a manager having an absolute disaster class is the least surprising thing to happen to League One football ever. That they were 1-0 down in 5 minutes. They were 2-0 down before they went down to 10 men. The straight red is a straight red as well. It's awful,
on Curtis Tilt. Yeah.
Awful tackle. I had a mate who was
big
there.
Up Curtis Tilt, by the way. Big up Curtis Tilt.
I had a mate who was there, and he said the atmosphere at the King Power was toxic. The boos were very audible throughout, and especially at full time. Like this team, and I don't blame the fans for this. This team are going to get no time to settle in League One. They are Leicester City, former Premier League champions, FA Cup winners in as many recent years as well, Community Shield winners, Champions League quarter-finalists. They have been installed as favourites into this division because of their recent history, and they are just not good enough. No. What the problem seems to be, from what I've seen, from what I read, from what I hear, is going forward, apart from the fact they have signed a striker that no one's heard of, but they're not playing with a proper focal point. They have lots of good players along that sort of attacking midfield forward line, and they're going to create plenty, but they don't have they don't have Jamie Vardy there doing what Jamie Vardy does. But their bigger problem is at the back, but they haven't sold off the players who don't want to be there yet. So they're having to play them because they can't replace them until they sell them. And they're just not doing their job properly. I mean, they couldn't defend last year, and this year seems to be even worse. I don't know how. Well, I do know how, because they brought the wrong man in to change it. But again, that's just my opinion. I fully accept all the Leicester fans will turn around and tell me I know nothing when eventually they do go up a second in all eventuality.
Right behind Brad.
But possibly. But I stand to reason that it was the wrong appointment from the beginning. He hasn't improved them already. You can see, and people say it's early in the season. No, because I have the same issue with a lot of clubs who are talking about the players aren't fit yet. Blah, blah. That's what pre-season's for, to get these ricks out so when the season starts, you're ready to go. Yeah. Leicester are not good enough. They've got too many people who don't want to be there, that are burning their own budget. I get that they've got this new guy in like doing the negotiations and stuff, and he's doing better than the old guy at getting proper deals in place for proper sums of money. But what they haven't done is sorted their issues, in that last year their fundamental flaw was they couldn't defend. Mm-hmm. Already in 2 games they can't defend. If you start with being able to defend, that's when the nice stuff will come, because Leicester will score goals. They've got players who can score goals. They've got players who can create. But they cannot defend, and they have an attitude problem that needs solving. And honestly, if they don't do it, if they don't sort it in this window and think they can get by till January, they're going to be cut so far adrift. If they don't sort it in the next week or so, these players going out and in, I don't think they can wait till deadline day. I believe the next time we talk, this time next week, if they haven't won again, and I can't remember who they play next week, I should have had it loaded up ready.
I'll tell you now.
But I'm guessing they'll be away from home. Plymouth maybe rings a bell.
They are away to MK Dons.
Another local issue. I can see MK get
a free hit.
Right. I can see.
It's on TV as
I can
well.
genuinely see Martin being the first manager gone.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I agree.
And I know it's sensationalism to say it, and I have this platform which to do so. I am so adamant that he is the wrong person, because he isn't a success places. You look at what he did at Southampton. Okay, yeah, he got Southampton up. You look at the way they went down. Look at what happened at Rangers. You look at what's happening at Leicester. I'm so sure that this is the wrong appointment. They would genuinely be better off having me there.
Well, I was just going to say, when you look at their squad and the amount of money that they'll be spending on that squad and the players and the quality of the players that they've got, I'm confident that I could get a tune out of those players. Yeah,
but the thing is, they're still farming players out. So we talked about Tom Wilson-Brown last week. Now Apoku's going to Northampton.
Yep.
They're shedding probably the players that would be most effective and value for money for them, to presumably keep the ones that are not performing at the moment and are on high salaries. But who would you get in? Who would touch
Dave
that?
Challoner.
Pete Wild.
Pete Wild. Pete Wild. Do you know what? Pete Wild, they're in a crisis. Like, they need someone to come in and just go, it ain't going to be pretty. It ain't, but we are going to grind out results.
I don't think the fans have got the patience for that.
No, they haven't. And that's, again,
that's the issue.
Yes, similar to Chef Wednesday. Obviously, Chef Wednesday have got a lot more patience because of what they've been through. But Leicester fans are going to have to kind of get on board with the fact that they might not go up this year, and it could be that they have to get used to the idea of being a League One side for a while. They've done it before, so they're not too big to be here. They've got to do it.
It's like I said to you last week. I'm looking at their team now, and yes, I will give a benefit of the doubt. I won't give a sympathy and I won't give a let off. I'll give a benefit of the doubt because of the red card. It would have affected the game. They were 2-0 down before it happened. I reiterate. He is continuing. So he's brought in Alex McCarthy because he's his goalkeeper. He had him for years previously. He's brought him in. Alex McCarthy's not a good goalkeeper. Right. So Stolarczyk conceded a lot of goals last year. I believe Stolarczyk is better than McCarthy. Okay. Suter needs to go. He's a very, very good player, but he's been linked with a move for weeks. He needs to go to free up the budget to bring in someone who wants to play and can play League One football. Akoli is haphazard. I like Luke Thomas at left back. A lot of Leicester fans don't like Luke Thomas. I do, but I think he's good. Skip got the red card. Skip's, yeah.
Read the comment. Thank you, Dale.
Yeah, I agree.
You. That is exactly what I was saying when you guys played them last week. Teams aren't afraid to go up again. Teams that want to play out of the back, total football, teams are not afraid to press them. And if you're not afraid to press them, you will get something out of the game.
But so here's a prime example for you, okay? I'm looking at the thing now, and again, the red card will have affected this, but they have the 4 behind the 1 in terms of their attack, okay? 4 of those 5 players got replaced during the game. The only one that didn't is Sammy Braybrook. Now, again, Sammy Braybrook, perfectly talented lower league footballer. I have no personal dislike of Sammy Braybrook. But as I said to you last time we spoke about this, Liam, if they're relying on Sammy Braybrook to be in the driving force of their season, it's not going to happen. He isn't good enough to be the leading charge of a League One promotion team. The striker I mentioned did start. He got subbed off. But you look at their substitutes and considering where they are, and I get it's the financial restraints where they are, their subs bench is just not good enough. It doesn't inspire you that if they are in a situation, they can come back from it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. We kind of we're right in what we're saying about them, but the whole the financial thing, we all have to deal with that. We all have to deal with.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, Ian wants to know, Hannah, what's up with your camera?
Because I've got right. Hang on.
A claret.
This is why your notebook is a different color.
Better, Ian.
It is better, Hannah. Yeah, you did look like you had jaundice.
I mean, the amount if Stockport County keep playing like that,
yeah, it'd just be a pitch black light and Hannah sobbing in the dark. Yeah, no, I agree. Something's got to change, but I think they could be around for a lot. This is the issue that you've got. Huddersfield came down to League One and immediately expected to bounce back up, and they didn't. And now they're stuck here, and they've struggled for a couple of seasons now. And when you don't bounce straight back up, it's really tough.
Look at someone like Rotherham. They're playing minnows like Swindon now.
Exactly. When teams don't bounce straight back up, Rotherham, Peterborough, Plymouth, teams like that have been in the Championship, when they come down to League One, they really, really struggle if they don't go straight back up. You've got to bounce back. Luton, another perfect example. Leicester are on a similar trajectory to Luton to become a very, very mid-table League One side. If they don't get their shit together. They have to
fix it this window. They can't. Yeah. They can't expect to be able to fix it in January.
They've already had their 60 million fire sale, haven't they? What else? I mean,
but what we could see, and I think we will because it's Leicester, and I know that their owner it can be a little bit out there. We could see a generational deadline day from Leicester.
I'm so excited. Well, I think all round there's still loads of movement.
Absolutely. But if Leicester haven't...
I think it's Wigan are announcing 2 players tomorrow.
But if Leicester don't...
It's not Wigan.
It's not Wigan. If Leicester don't get it right, that deadline day could be monumental.
It's Plymouth.
Picture the scenes, Liam. Next Sunday, I'm unavailable for lower league look because they sacked Russell and they put me in.
Who had? Oh, we got both of them. Who had 8:30? Who had 8:30? That we would see Hannah's children appear on screen.
At least they both had clothes on.
Just with what Ian said there, he said Bradford League 2. It's hard if you don't go straight back up. Absolutely, Ian. It is. Stockport, National League North. Similar.
Oh God, the hardest league.
So look, Leicester they've got to get their shit together, and they've got to get it together soon. Next game, and I love this scoreline because they were winning early on, but is MK Dons 1, Huddersfield 1. Now there's a big talking point in this game.
Yes, huge.
Hannah don't
Yes.
like oh, now she's ready.
No, no. I think I've got different talking points. So
okay, talk to yours because you would know if you had the same one we have.
I don't think I have. So second ridiculous headline of the week in the league paper.
Yeah.
Rugby, I could have made it. Right. So this is a Huddersfield player called Ibane Boat.
Yeah.
Who at 12 was released from Chelsea and went on to be on the books of Harlequins, the rugby team.
Okay.
Central defender. And then you read the rest of the article and it's like Ian Watson, Nasda all over again.
It's not connected in any way, shape or form.
I mean, he, like, according to my maths, and I've had to like piece his career timeline together, and bearing in mind he's only 23 now, I think he quit rugby at 15.
Well,
he went to Fulham and then he's gone and played somewhere else and he's back. No, the only thing I took from this in terms of my notes were both managers think that they should have won. Well, someone's wrong.
One of them's right.
Yeah. So this game finished one apiece, and I presume your talking point is the same as mine, Liam. Not only did Huddersfield hit the bar twice, but they also had the ball very clearly that even I could see it from Leicester go over the line, but because the officials didn't see it, it wasn't given.
It was Lampard Germany-esque, like it went off the crossbar and down and then bounced back out. But it was a good 2 foot over the line. It's horrific. I'm delighted.
Had one like that on Tuesday night that was given, and I've not seen the replay, but I'm fairly sure that it didn't get it, but it bounced. And
well, this did.
Yeah.
This
never went.
This was very clear,
so crystal clear. Now I'm saying that as a neutral, as a Bradford fan, it were nowhere near. It were nowhere near. In fact, I think it was a terrific save by the goalkeeper from a Bradford perspective. But no, if I was a Huddersfield, I would be
in the football neutralist, which is what we try to be.
Yeah. As a Bradford fan, I'm absolutely buzzing, and I think it's hilarious. As a neutral and trying to be impartial about it, I'd be absolutely fuming if I was them. And at some point, it's going to happen to all of us. We all know that there's going to be. It did happen to us. It happened to us in our promotion season. We played Salford at home. It happens constantly. So it's only. But again, I guarantee when it happens to Sheff Wednesday, and I guarantee when it happens to Leicester, it'll be a massive talking point on the news. And it'll be, should the lower leagues of the EFL have VAR? Should they have?
They were arguing it after the West Brom thing last week.
Yeah, but it's £250,000 per ground.
Right.
To install.
In the Welsh Premier League, they've got a version of VAR now. Also in the Welsh Premier League, I don't know whether I mentioned this last week, they've moved their games to a Friday night. So because it's semi-professional, they're all part-time. Half of them have had to leave and stop playing because it's on a Friday night. Not really player first, but yeah, they've got a version of VAR, which is it's basically camera, like it uses cameras and.
But for this, we don't even need VAR. It's just goal line technology.
Yeah, but that's £250,000 per stadium, Fife, to install, because it's not something
that was VAR. That was $250.
No, it's goal line technology. It's not.
Really?
It's not. Yeah. So we had the conversation when I was working with Bradford. It is, or it was 3 years ago. It was £250,000 to install goal line technology, and it's like, the thing is, I can kind of see why the lino's not seen it as well. I know it sounds poor, but the lino's job is to be in line with the last defender, so he can see the offside. And he shot from a distance miles beyond where that last defender was. So the lino's not in line with it either. So he's kind of
once the ball's played, they're watching it. They're not just watching the last defender.
No, they're not. But what they're doing is their position, their body position is in line with that last defender. That's their job. They stay with that last defender and they follow. And if a man goes beyond, that's how they know they're offside, because they're always looking across the line. But the ball, they don't follow the ball.
It's very poor.
It is, but what I've seen is people sharing the very, very slowed down version of it. And on that, it's clear it crosses the line. But if you put it into full speed and imagine that you stood on the touchline in line with that last defender, it probably is a lot harder to see.
Yeah, but there's got to be at least a conversation, surely.
But what conversation? If you didn't see it,
no, but
there is a conversation.
So I would be a lot more forgiving of the situation if the ref blows and says, "Look, what do you think?" And if they say, "Look, I can't be fine." If they don't know,
but
fine.
the ref can't blow.
But to just not even acknowledge the fact that you can even tell from the way it's bounced out how far over the line it is, and the fact that there's, and forgive the one that's further away, that's not his job, it's not his half of the pitch, but you've got two officials there whose job it is to know that that's crossed the line, and they've not even discussed it. Poor.
But they will have discussed it. They will have discussed it because they've got the headsets. They talk to each other, so there will have been a conversation. But the referee can't stop the game because the ball hasn't gone out of play. If the ball had bounced out, hit the keeper on the back of the head and gone over the crossbar, he could have walked over and had a conversation. But they will have been talking, and he will have said to him, "Did that cross the line?" And the liner will have said what he could see. And I can see from his perspective where, if you look at where the actual last man is, because that's where he'll be, you can kind of see it probably is a bit difficult as well, especially when, and this is happening a lot more, it's same at our ground. I don't know what it's like at your grounds. Pitches, because of the drainage of them, they kind of bow in the middle. So your edges are lower than your center of your pitch because it's drained. It's designed so that the water, when it settles on it, runs to the sides and off and down the drains. Now, if you're stood on the side of that pitch, you're looking at essentially a bit of a hill. So it's probably even harder to see that bounce down. Obviously, from the fans and from the stands, you're a little bit higher up. It's easier, but being down touchline, it's like I always go back to like when I was obviously on the pitch running around as a big fucking chicken and like kicking the ball and shooting and things like that. You can't even see the line. You're like the edge of the area. You can see where the line is, but you can't actually see the line. So it's so hard to judge when you're on that bottom level. And I think that's probably it. Look, it's not good enough. And at some stage, the FA have got to, it's going to be the FA. It's not going to be the EFL. The FA have got to kind of say, we need goal line technology and then pay for it because it's going to benefit them. Or they've got to do something else. They've got to have a fourth official or a fifth official sat in the stand watching it from the side who can get involved. Because we had it last year with Doncaster. I don't know if you remember, Hannah, we were actually doing this at the time with Doncaster where we scored and then the official off the pitch overruled the goal. Now, there are still rumours, and it was shown on Sky, that Grant McCann pulled his iPad out with the replay and showed the fourth official, and the fourth official called the referee over, which is just not allowed at all. But that fourth official does have the power to tell the referee, you've got this wrong. So if they had an official sat in the press box, in the media box at the back of the stand, because that's what we do. Like we have Chris Lucchetti, or in fact, no, we don't. We have Mark Truman, who's one of our coaches. He sits at the back of the stand in the media box and watches the game from there. And he's on a walkie-talkie to Graham Alexander, and he tells him exactly, because you can't see it from that ground level. Maybe the FA need to do that. That's probably cheaper. But over a long period of time, it's not cheaper. 250 grand just outright.
And they won't have the personnel to put in every single stadium.
No, and would you trust them? Being honest, would you judge him? If the referee, who's supposed to be the best of the best in terms of this league, the referees that are actually winning the match, they're supposed to be the better ones. If they can't get the decisions right, would you trust someone who's not trusted enough to actually referee the game to sit in the stand and get it right? And are they going to be influenced if they're surrounded by 3,000 fans of the home team?
Yeah.
Probably, because it's difficult. Yeah, I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer. It's a really shit situation. However, back in the day, we'd have never had this conversation. It's only because VAR's in the Premier League and the Champions League and the World Cup that we talk about it. If it didn't exist in those higher leagues,
and the League One final.
And the League One final, Hannah, we none of us would care. We would care, but we'd just go, it is what it is. Because football used to be decided on human instinct and human emotion and error. That, like, it's only because the higher leagues now have that ability.
It just feels, I don't know if this is right, and I know this won't be the mentality they have, and it's not just a referees thing. I actually think it's a modern day society thing.
Mm-hmm.
They would rather not be wrong than actually be right.
So Just that's what Ian said here. Advice given is that if you're not sure, then it's no goal. That is what. So I did my referee. Well, I did my refereeing course, and that is one of the things that they say. It is much harder to apologise for not giving a goal. So it's much easier to not give a goal and admit you were wrong than it is to give a goal or give a red card and admit you were wrong. Like I don't know why. I don't know why, but it is.
Well, no, if you think about it, like, because that definitely affects the outcome of the game.
Yeah, it does. It
changes.
It
not
changes
giving something doesn't necessarily
as much. It could do. Like it obviously it has done here because they've drawn. It has done because they've drawn. However, if that hadn't crossed the line,
then it could have
But if it hadn't crossed the line and they'd given it, it puts MK Dons 2-1 down. And it means if they want to win that game, they've got to score 2. If it does cross the line and they don't give it, Huddersfield have still only got to score 1 to win it. And like, it's one thing that I was told when I did my course was, and it were about offsides, and it sticks with me. And when I watch the games, I kind of always think about it. The saying was, if it looks like an offside, smells like an offside, give it as an offside. Like it's that simple.
Drury said, Joe Taylor has one that hits the bar, bounces down, and you'll do well to convince me that's not in from the pictures. But I was disappointed we weren't 3 or 4 up.
And that's the other thing. Being brutally honest, Huddersfield, with the squad they've got, last season they had a 16, 17 million pound squad. They haven't spent money this season in the window. I think they spent something like 1.2 million in the actual window, but wages, they are up there. Huddersfield should have had enough to go to MK Dons and turn them over, regardless. They've got the players to do it. They haven't. And
it's not the most debatable goal we're going to talk about tonight either.
No, it is not. But with that, for me, looking at just for the last thing I'll say on it is for me looking at it, if you feel you didn't win the game because of that one moment, then you didn't play well enough. It's like when Fife with us, that last minute penalty that you got against Bradford, and you got the equaliser, which was not a penalty, and you'll never convince me it was a penalty. However,
get over it.
No, but what I'm saying is we hadn't done it. We should have been ahead. We should have put that game to bed. That penalty should have been insignificant. It should have been a consolation goal. We hadn't done enough. Huddersfield didn't do enough. So yeah, fuck them. Right. In a turnaround for what I said last week, Peterborough 2, Mansfield 1.
I only have one note, and it's insignificant to the result.
Go on.
I quite like Mansfield's kit. They wore like a fetching pink number.
Love a pink kit. My only note was that Harry Leonard scored with the late winner. I was talking to our mutual friend. Do you remember Carl? He's not called Carl, the Peterborough fan.
Yes, it's called Keelan. Yeah, I met him last year. He came to Bradford Park Avenue.
I remember. Yeah. Anyway, so I occasionally will have a like, how are you doing? How are you doing? And we had this conversation yesterday. He said that Harry Leonard is going to be brilliant for them.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all my notes for
that for me that's a shock result for me, that, because I actually predicted that Mansfield would be a playoff contender this season. I'm not saying that they won't, but I didn't expect Peterborough to get anything out of that game. So is what it is. Have you got any notes, Pfeiffer?
No, just about the kit.
About the kit, right? Stevenage 1, Oxford 2. I thought Stevenage were winning the league when they signed Michael Mellon.
Did he even play? I didn't look.
No, he didn't start. No, he didn't. He didn't start, and he didn't come off the bench.
I have literally no notes, so off you go, Fifey.
I may have a predetermined bias here.
I was just going to say it's Oxford, so Fife is not going to be the most.
My only note is one of Oxford's goals was via a penalty, which I think can very much be debated because I feel it's a dive.
Oof.
I will just out it as a dive.
87th minute as well. It's a late one too.
Yeah, and they said, it said that they knew that Stevenage would be hard to dispossess. I mean, that's the kind of football that they play. I quite like the Oxford shirt. It's like it's dark blue with like a nice embroidered gold
across. I like it.
And on the back is like on the nape of the neck as well. It's really nice.
It's not even a navy blue, is it? It's like a midnight, like it's as close to black as a blue you can get. I like it. Sorry, Fifey, but I do like it as well.
That's right. You can like it. I just don't. What I will do is a callback to earlier in the show. I've noticed that Alex Revel has taken up the Bielsa sitting on an ice box as well.
I like Revs. I must admit, I do like Revs. Look, if they want to sit on an ice box, let them sit on an ice box. I don't see any issue with this. I love it.
It's they're down to earth.
He's decent for Swindon as well as a player.
Ian said that Mansfield starting 11 gets 77 days older every week. They do have an old squad, and again, when they come up against teams that are young, that have got that kind of fitness to go the full 95, 96 minutes, that's probably where they're going to struggle because they've
got Dodgson, Ian. He's not geriatric yet, and Kyle Noyle, bless him.
Can I just make a point? So obviously, I mentioned last week about I'm working for Campion now, which is step 5.
Mm.
Jordan Rhodes was at Mansfield last season. He has signed for a team in our league. Thankfully,
risk like Ifil.
Well, thankfully we played them and beat them already. But he's become the club ambassador, and he's apparently signed for it. But I don't know.
Nice.
Next game, Leyton Orient 2, Wigan 0. Another team that are struggling at the start of this season. That is
pointless.
I would say that about Wigan, regardless of football. But yeah, that's a massive result for Leyton Orient too, given how the back end of last season went. That's huge.
Also last week.
Well, yeah, but Richie Wellens' comments at the back end of last season to go to Wigan and pull out, 2-0 win is massive.
And he's still, like he said, even when they had he described it as their wacky 10 minutes that every team has in a game, they didn't make any mistakes. And that's the best thing I can say about them, apart from the fact that they won 2-0.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that was a little bit of the old Richie Wellens, but he's happy with their performance.
So he should be. Five, have you got any notes on that one?
Nothing of any particularness, no. Literally just highlighting the fact that Wigan are the only pointless team in the division.
Wigan are a pointless team in every division they're in. Wycombe 1, Plymouth 1.
Ian.
I have no notes relating to the game apart from Wycombe had 65% of the possession. Plymouth had 2 more injuries yesterday. Brendan Muradi's gone to King Salford.
I spoke to him. On Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to him on Friday and just said, "Oh, look," obviously wished him well and said, "We obviously have a good relationship with Salford and it's a good club." And yeah, I don't know. I feel like he had a really rough time at Plymouth.
His debut was a disaster. Well, did it?
Yeah, I think was it. Did he score an own goal and get sent off in his debut, and then he got?
That's very Jonathan Woodgate.
Yeah,
but he got a lot of racial abuse from his own fans.
Yeah, after one game,
so
he was never going to be able to, and not that he wasn't going to be able to recover it, but football fans are very narrow-minded at times.
But also, and we've talked about this a lot, like I don't think football fans realise how much players hold on to about the treatment of their fans to them, about what the fan base says about them. And, it's all well and good to say, when Ibi Toure signs for Bradford, like, oh,
we never wanted him anyway.
No, we really liked him. What's he did? Well, because you told him he was shit for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
years,
now.
Actually. Like, they remember, and why would they want to stay where they're not loved?
Yeah.
Ultimately. So I don't and the same could be saying for Molyneux. We talked about El Watts in the past. There's loads of these examples.
Yeah, it happens.
Cleverly is that 2 injuries plus Barodi. They're announcing 2 signings tomorrow who will be in. They did the medicals on Friday when everyone was out of the way at Wickham, and they will be ready for the Carabao Cup on Tuesday.
Carabao Cup week, I love it.
We're out, so
we've got Burnley at home.
That's a week.
Concentrating on the week, Fifey.
Indeed.
How's that going? Hannah?
Well, to be fair, Holloway said at the start of the season, after I may be paraphrasing slightly, but after the treatment of last year, he wasn't remotely interested in any cup competition this year. He was only interested in the league.
And you could see that. You could see that last week.
I've just noted here, Wickham have started the season with 2 draws. I thought the Plymouth goal, which opened the scoring, Will Evans, wasn't it? That was a tidy finish. He's a tidy striker. He knows how to score goals, doesn't he?
Yeah. Right, we're
got
on
good
League
long
2.
throw, Plymouth, which I'll remind you of later when we get to a ridiculous comment about long throws. Spoiler for you.
We got. Oh, I love it.
It's not Holloway's, is it?
Okay, I can't remember. I think it might have been. Was it? No,
it's my domain.
It was not. It was not Ian Holloway.
I've seen a couple of comments about long throws as well, which I'll mention when it comes to that. Right, League 2, 5-8. I'll be back in a second, but you go with your Swindon and I'll come back in. And
is that how it works? Is it I sit through an hour and a half of League 1 and as soon as League 2 comes, you disappear?
I'll be back in a second.
Hang on. I said that my notes were all over the place. I've just found my notes for Wigan and Orient. So they've signed Luke Harris from Fulham, and he's played for Gary Caldwell before.
Liam's still disappearing. He's not interested.
Yeah, that's fine. Right. Can we start with York? Only because... Oh, no. Yeah, I've got a sub note.
Go on. We'll start with York and we'll finish with Swindon. How's that?
Okay. So it was it wasn't specifically about the York game. It was more about Ollie Pearce. So Ollie Pearce signed from Worthing originally. He's obviously come up to the Football League with York. He was sold the dream that's where they were going. He's 31. But he said about Scott Lindsay, it's not been easy for him, but it's not his fault he was given the job. I thought that was a really peculiar way of I'm fairly sure that, he applied. There was an interview process. I don't think at any point that he was strapped down and forced to manage York. Not sure, but
just on the back of that in itself, I fully agree with what you say. That in itself may not be. But have you two heard, just before we talk about the game specifically, have you two heard the nonsense that's been going on? I think the lad's name's Mark Shelton. Is that right? The York City player?
Yeah.
So he got signed. He got signed this summer. Scott Lindsay's come in, has fallen out with him, and is trying to offload him already.
Yeah, he was at Hartlepool and Oldham. I remember him being at those two. He was at Salford as well at one point. But
was he?
But apparently, it's been widely rumoured that there's been some sort of falling out, and without even Scott Lindsay's been there just a couple of weeks, he's already trying to bomb him out.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, better now than him sit on the bench, or not even on the bench, and take a wage for 6 months before they can get rid of him again.
So now you're back, Liam. We decided we would end with Swindon instead of starting with Swindon. So Hannah wanted to start with York.
Because it might be a note situation.
Yes. My main note here is Newby, who scored the York goal, missed an absolute sitter to win it. Now, what I will say, credit to the defender for the block that he manages to put in. But how he's missed this, I will never know.
So Alex Newby is, I'm assuming, the brother of Elliot Newby, who was at County and Barrow, because they are the spitting image of each other.
Alex was at Barrow as well.
He scored York's other goal, didn't he?
Yeah, Alex was at Barrow as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah. That Alex Bruce, one of the things that he said about Rotherham's start of the season is that which I don't think is uncommon, really. They've had 11 signings, barely any pre-season, and some of the players have played no pre-season games. So I'm
not accepting that.
Well, no, they've got an epic fitness issue. That's on you and your recruitment.
That's entirely a Rotherham problem.
No, it's not just a Rotherham. I mean, God, do you remember Grant McCann a couple of seasons ago?
Is that a legit rumour, Hannah?
I've not heard. I know he's off, but I don't know where to.
Which I think will be a superb signing, by the way.
I love him to pieces. Like, I've loved him since he was at Carlisle. We sponsored him.
I can message him, actually. He follows, and we've had conversations with him. I just want to make a point for you, Hannah. Alex and Elliot Newby are twins.
Are they? Well, that does make sense.
I haven't heard that rumor either, by the way. I haven't heard the rumor either, but we are desperately in need of some reinforcements. So at this point, I'd almost take anyone. But yes, in the nicest way, the fact it's someone I've actually heard of suggests that it might be a half decent addition.
I like him a lot. I think he struggled with Charlie, like personality clash. He did okay when he went out to Wigan last season, and he's back, but he's not featuring. There's a couple of them that are almost certainly on their way out, and he is one. Okay. But really, really nice. Really nice. I've got my Owen Moxon.
We'll soon Swindon him
up there.
We'll soon Swindon him for you if that's the case.
No, please don't. Take care.
He needs hamstring injury by September.
Supermarine by 2028.
He's another one that needs to be loved again by a fan base. Yeah. And if he's not enjoying his football, he's not. He just doesn't play. You can tell.
Yeah, well, I remember with that game that we played, he got dragged out. He got dragged in the post-game interview, didn't he, by Charlie, like 2-3 weeks in a row, and it was horrible. It was horrible because we all know what Owen Moxon's capable of.
I think it was it last season? Yeah, it would have been last season, and Charlie blamed him for us losing against Orient,
and then us,
because he didn't name him by name, but so people were trying to work out desperately who it was that had fucked up against Orient and then fucked up against Bradford, and
then he got dropped. And it was pretty obvious who it was, wasn't it? At that point, but it was kind of to be fair to Charlie, and obviously, like I said at the time, I don't mind what Richie Wellens did at the end of the season, where he kind of called the plays out once the last game had been done. I don't like it being done in the season. I don't think it helps anyone at all. But when you watch that Bradford game, he was at fault for our goals.
Oh, sure, but it just generated a bloody witch hunt. It was the worst thing that could have happened.
Absolutely.
And his stats, like when Ollie Norwood was off and he was playing kind of midfield, going like slightly backwards, his stats were really, really good. Yeah.
Well, we're having a similar issue.
James Ellis yesterday. Don't know if he's injured.
We can find out, Hannah.
Well, I just look out for him.
I know, we can find out. Well, we're similar to what you just said about Moxon. We're having a similar situation with Sarcevic, and that, like, my dad, who's an Ipswich fan, watched the game on Thursday night, and he came yesterday and he said to me, he says, "Where's that guy that attacker that you had from last season, at season before?" He said, "Is he left?" And I was like, "Who?" He said, He's got a foreign sounding name." I said, "Oh, do you mean Sarcevic?" He went, Yeah. He said, "Has he gone?" I went, No, he played. He's like, "Didn't notice he were on the field." I'm like, because he's playing deeper. He's playing much deeper, and it's not his natural position, and he's having to adapt to it, and he is going to be less frills. I don't think it. I think we'll sign another midfielder, and we'll push him forward again. But yeah, I don't want to see Sarcevic sitting as a 6. Just don't want to see it. So Alex Newby is Elliot Newby's twin brother, and that game finished 1 apiece. Any more notes, guys?
Nope.
Nope.
No. Bristol Rovers 5, Newport 3. What a game.
So many notes.
Yeah, Newport
So many notes.
1-0 up Newport after a minute.
A minute.
Yep.
Go on then.
So you're right. I believe the goal was timed at about 40 seconds, something like that. It's a crazy game. Both teams had the lead at one point or another in the game. The fifth goal, which ultimately rounded it off, Newport were so far in attack that even the goalkeeper had gone forward for a set piece and Rovers counter-attacked. But this game will be purely remembered for the antics of Newport's former, I won't say star, because I don't think he really pulled up any trees while he was there. But yeah, Bobby Kamwa scored I want to say it was the 4th goal.
It was, hang on, it was when it was 4-2.
Yes.
Or he took it to 4-2, I think.
Yeah, so he made it 4-2. He did, I think he set one of the earlier ones up as well, but he decided, and I don't know whether there had been provocations or not, but he decided to go full Adi Bior and ran the length of the pitch to celebrate in front of the Newport fans who didn't take too kindly to this. And our mutual friend Liam Kieran was in on a thing that I was doing yesterday, and he was saying in no uncertain terms what he thought of his of this as well. He was not a happy bunny at this, but yeah, 5-3. I think the funniest thing about this isn't even what happened in the game. It's that on the Sky Sports Soccer Saturday, is it still called Soccer Saturday?
Yeah.
That Simon Thomas does now. Even though it said it on the screen, I counted 5 times he said the Bristol Rovers won 5-2, not 5-3. And I like Simon Thomas. I think he's great. I don't know how he got it so badly wrong so consistently, but he just kept saying Bristol Rovers won 5-2.
Did you, speaking of Sky getting things wrong, did you hear the Sky Sports review of the Bradford Sheffield Wednesday game?
No, we're doing League 2 now.
No, Bradford won the game thanks to a superb header from Aidan Baldwin.
Wasn't even a header.
No, it were a half volley. It wasn't even close to being a header. It didn't even look like it could have been even mistaken as a header, but it just shows that they just don't care, do they? But yeah, sorry, carry on. So yeah, that's Bristol Rovers Newport. Any more?
Yeah, so Fifey mentioned what provocation there had been. So in the run-up, he'd done an interview with the Bristol Press or whatever, Bristol Free Press or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he'd said, if they're nice to me, I'll be nice back.
And they weren't nice to him.
They weren't nice to him.
Steve Evans said that, and let's
take it for what it's
one
worth.
side everything that Steve Evans is and does, to one side. Steve Evans said that some of the things that Kamwa was subjected to from his left, because Newport fans were, that no player should ever kind of have leveled at them, and apparently bottles were thrown, and
you can see it on the video.
So yeah, I mean, Hayden Mullins continues to be largely optimistic. He said that it was a game that had everything, obviously. And he took full responsibility for sending right up right at the end for them to score.
I have no issue with that. If you're going to lose 4-3, you might as well lose 5-3.
I'd been fuming if my gaffer hadn't sent the keeper up when we're losing 4-3 in the last minute.
Yeah,
I'd rather lose.
No, it was 4-3.
Yeah.
It
was 4-3, and he sent the keeper up, and they conceded off the back of that, and I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was 90 plus 8.
Yeah.
That how are we pronouncing that? Cavane? Cavigan?
Got to be careful.
I believe it's Cavane.
Cavane.
Yeah, I'd say Cavane.
Look, so Bristol Rovers are obviously, with the exception of Salford, they are almost everyone's tips to go up this year. For obvious reason. But I think even in defeat, I just want to give, and I won't say this often, I just want to give Newport just a few props, because I think scoring 3 away at Bristol Rovers is not going to be easy to do for a lot of teams. They obviously won opening day as well. I maybe, and I don't want to draw too many conclusions, maybe Newport aren't going to be as bad as people think they are.
Fair.
Scoring goals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fair play. Well, you mentioned Salford, Hannah.
Pardon?
You mentioned Salford there.
Oh.
Chesterfield. Oh, sorry, Fife you did. Chesterfield 1, Salford 0. It's
funniest thing in the world.
It's a
funniest thing in the world. It is, honestly. I actually sent I sent a mate of mine a text yesterday, and this wasn't directly about the Salford game, but they got reference to the text saying, I did it the other way round. I said Spurs are the Salford of the Premier League, because they've thrown all this money and somehow they've got worse. It's absolutely hilarious.
I do think they'll turn it on. And it'll come.
Oh, of course they will. They can't possibly keep losing the way they have. But it is hilarious.
So Lee Bonnis did play very well for Chesterfield. Salford are not good against Chesterfield. They do not have a good record at all. Bless him. Peter C. Klimowski. Yeah. Is found positives in what he considers a narrow loss. We were all disappointed not to get the results. We learned a simple but harsh lesson. Are you ready for this? It's mind-blowing. This is a lesson.
This is revolutionary. I can feel it.
Revolutionary. We just can't give away goals.
Well, just on that, sorry, if you haven't seen it, he is right. They gave the goal away. The goalkeeper, someone needs to have words with the goalkeeper about the Chesterfield goal.
It was a bit of a let's call it a defensive mix-up, to be kind.
Communication breakdown.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was yeah. I think Liam's right. I was talking to someone.
They did hit the post twice, to be fair to them.
Yeah. I think I was talking to someone who is works with sports psychologists, and he was saying that having cameras in the dressing room is not the way to go. So after Salford's game last week, there was the video of Klimowski saying, it was embarrassing, it was this, it was that. He's saying that's the kind of conversation that should be had behind closed doors. It doesn't.
Yeah, but then equally, Jack Wilshere wouldn't have been trending on Instagram all week if it wasn't for the camera in the locker room showing his halftime team talk at Reading. So,
but the issue with Salford is that they are a media-facing club.
They are,
and it's something that they've done since the class of '92 have come in. They cannot now shut up shop, and the manager knows. He knew when he came in. That this club, everything has been in front of the cameras.
Okay, so yes, so at Stockport County, we've had over the last few years, we've had, quite rapid commercialisation. Things have changed. One of the things that has changed is that in the hospitality on a Saturday at 2:00, Charlie would always come in and talk to the assembled people,
luxury guests,
and Jimmy McNulty refused to do it. And it's not his job in the nicest possible way, as in football is his job. Being with the players in the run up to the game.
So I think that's fair, but I think if it's something that the club have done naturally, then there should be something in place for someone else to do it. I don't necessarily think the manager has to do it.
All right. So we sent in our head of or director of football methodology Mr. Running
this random job that you spoke about last week.
Yeah. And do you know what I really want to know is what the methodology is? There's still no answers.
28
lots of
28
chances.
shots and not enough goals.
Yeah.
The thing
Shoot
is,
on
I don't know. There could be a shot. Oh, if things get really bad, we can do shots for shots.
Nice.
Start watching games at home.
No, honestly, mate, this sort of thing's fine. Me and my mate the other day, completely off task. We were doing our Champ Manager stream the other week for his birthday, and we said that we would take a shot for every goal that our team scored. We were streaming for about 3 hours. I got through a whole bottle of Tequila Rose and half a bottle of sours.
I'm all over that. I think I disagree with. Well, no, I potentially disagree with McNulty there, because when he's coming for the job, they should have told him that that's part of it, and it is part of it. You have commercial responsibilities, regardless of
coach. He's got a different job title.
But did they tell him that this is part of it?
He's not the manager.
But did they tell him he's part of it? And that's for me.
Would you ever though?
Well, yeah, because for me, your manager is the
assistant manager is.
Well, no, it has to be. For me, it's the manager. If you, it's like but it's like Salford. Salford are a media facing club.
Most places don't even do this.
But your club do, and Salford do. So it's an easy conversation to have and say, look, when they're coming in for a job, by the way, this is what your match day includes. We need a manager that is going to come in and is going to face the fans face to face every single week before the game or whenever it is. Same with Salford. We have cameras everywhere. If Salford now stop that because of this manager, then they may as well stop the entire thing in terms of the social media stuff.
They may as well give up football completely.
Well, for the class of 92, the whole thing about being what they've done is every single thing behind the scenes has been shown while they've been going through this rise. Yeah. They can't now turn it off because they've stalled.
Well, they got David Beckham.
By the way, we are over dramatizing 2 defeats at the start of the season.
No, but Salford have stalled for the last 3-4 years, haven't they, in terms of progression?
Well, we were in the playoffs last season,
but they've not gone up in terms of what they've thrown at it. Like if you watch their documentary, Gary Neville, either Gary Neville or I think it's Phil Neville actually says on the documentary very, very early on, they have to get promoted every single season until they get to the Championship, and they've not achieved that. And if they were to now turn it off, it's not real at that point. I think everything. What I don't agree with is it going out week by week. I don't like that, because if you go at a player, it's like this week. Did you see the Kyle Walker Pep Guardiola video that came out?
Yeah.
No.
So there's a video from Pep last season at Man City where something's happened one of the games, and he's come in and he's had a go. He's basically blamed Kyle Walker for something, and Kyle Walker's argued back with him. Now, had that come out right after the game, it causes problems. It causes big problems, and it's the same as. Well, it does. It's like if you.
Sorry, no, I'm not laughing at you. I've just seen Mike's comment in the chat.
It's great to see you talking about a club with cameras everywhere and it not be Swindon. But it's this thing of I think you film all season, and then and I don't know why more clubs don't do this. Film everything all season, every single team talk, every single halftime, every single full time. Film it all, and at the end of the season,
put it on the end of season DVD.
Just over the summer when there's nothing going on, that 6-week period. Release one every single week. Do July and August one episode. Yeah, September, October is another episode, and you can then show things. Because if, for example, Salford now, if that manager turns around and says to his assistant, and the camera's there, and he doesn't say it to his player, but he says to his assistant, "That lad's never playing for me again." It's done. Do you know what I mean? That player
is not going out live, is it?
No, but it goes out a few days later.
Yeah, but they've got time. Like, they're not stupid. They'll not edit it out. But
you can make it fully raw and everything, and just do it over the summer. That's what the Salford documentary used to air the year after.
Yeah, like the Wrexham one.
So you can include everything, and then because if that player is never going to play for Salford again, by the time it comes out, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so the week by week thing is probably I don't particularly like, but
also because Salford have taken it in-house now, they've got a lot more editorial creative control over it, which is why they can turn it around quicker. Yeah. But also they've got more control over it. Anyway, this is a bit of a sidebar.
Yeah, so Salford haven't yet turned it on.
No.
I do think they will. Right, Grimsby 0, Walsall 0.
I have no notes.
Do you know what? I feel like this should be the epitome of no notes, but where are they? I feel like I have Nartel. Right. Well, two things. I think it's Walsall have got a new keeper, the incredibly named, and I know he's not new to the league, Jed Ward. Jedward. I'm glad it makes you as happy as it made me, Fifey. Right. Quote from David Artell.
Please tell me he's Irish.
He's not. He's English. He's English.
I do, very much love David Artell. But you have to literally commit GBH to get a penalty nowadays.
Not if you're an Oxford player.
I mean,
there were Andy Cook,
like a decent amount, yeah. So, yeah, that was just a point of note. But yeah, Grimsby went off in the playoff semis last year. I don't expect them to be, and that was with that epic cup run.
Yeah.
What happened to the money from that? Like Mansfield have got the Kieran Dunn stand. What happened to because was it the season after their last cup run? They bought it was we've got X amount of money and we've spent it on. But I've not heard anything this season.
Well, there's a Grimsby fan in the chat. Maybe Aaron can.
Yeah, Aaron, let us know. Let us know where your cup money's gone. So
where's the money gone, Aaron?
Yeah. Notes on the game. Not much then.
No.
Colchester 2, Oldham 1. Another red card in an Oldham game. Not Mike Fondop. Not punched anyone. Hannah, you've got a note on this, haven't you?
No.
You did. You said you had a note on the red card.
Next week, I'm going to do these in the same order. An own goal, red card, which was apparently the turning point, not the own goal in injury time. And Hudson saving a penalty. It's all about the red card.
You got anything, Pfeiffer?
Yeah, I just trying to. I was hoping Hannah's point would go on a bit longer because I was trying to get to it on the video. Because all I've put here under Oldham is what a goal! Lots of exclamation marks. 0-1. So I need to find the first goal again to find out why I thought it was so good. But yes, I do remember the own goal winner. But yeah, please come back to me in 30 seconds once I've had a chance to see why I thought this goal was so good.
It's 9:20. Let's crack on.
By the way, I've just watched it. Left foot, so ball crossed into the box. Defender heads it out. Hunt is on the edge of the box. He hits it. He comes across it with his left foot and levers it in at the top corner. It's an absolutely superb goal.
Oh yes, this is why I did it. Yeah, phenomenal fun.
Very good goal. I can't predict what either Colchester or Oldham this season.
Do you know what? I've got a sneaky suspicion about Oldham. Not for I'm not saying title charge, but I think they could be outsiders, for playoffs.
Fair play. Right, Pfeiffer, buckle up. Hannah, buckle up. Crew 1, Northampton 0. We could have done an entire show on this game. So, Hannah, have you seen the highlights?
I have seen this. I've got one note because I knew that would be the dominating thing. So my only note was otherwise about Nathan Opoku from Leicester because Northampton recognised that they need to score more goals, which I thought was, again.
It's funny when they sent Jake Evans out on loan to Cheltenham as well.
Who scored yesterday.
Yeah. However, Lee Bell did say he was very, very diplomatic in his comments after the game. He knew that goal shouldn't have stood. Everyone knows that goal shouldn't have stood.
Unless you're on Twitter.
And yet here we are.
Yeah. So for anyone who watched it, it's very, very, very simple. We've seen it happen before, but the rules did change, I think, around 2016, because I have spent most of my day Googling these rules and looking into it, and also speaking to referees that have been promoted to the EFL this season and asked them their opinion, and they've said the exact same as me. So the ball there's been an attack. The keeper's got the ball. The Crew player who ended up scoring, Josh March.
Yeah.
Stevenage.
Yes, he is off the pitch.
Stood by the post.
And he kind of stands up and he stands by the post and he basically hides behind the post and waits for the keeper to put the ball down. He runs on, he takes the ball.
It was a trend a few years ago. I remember someone else doing this, against Crawley, or it was a Crawley player or one or two.
So Stevenage did it. Stevenage did it a few years ago, but
it was really just March.
But no, it wasn't. It wasn't him. But so there's a big difference in the rule.
No, I know.
If you're in the goal, it's not counted as off the field of play if you're in the actual goal, which he was for Stevenage. And what we've seen previously is players just hang around behind the keeper waiting for it.
Yeah.
So there's a thing called natural momentum in the rules. If you go off the pitch during the game, and this is where Gareth Bale against Barcelona that someone tried to use against me earlier. Bale, that goal that he scored against Barcelona for Real Madrid, or was it Spurs? I think it was Real Madrid, when he got knocked off the side of the pitch when he was doing that run, and he kind of runs around off the pitch, comes back on, gets in and scores the goal. Your natural momentum, if your natural momentum from the move takes you off the pitch, you can immediately come back on.
Yeah.
And if March had gone off the pitch, stood up, come back on the pitch and stood on the pitch and waited for the keeper to drop the ball, it counts. The second you decide to stay outside of the touchline, your natural momentum has gone. And at that point, you have to wait for either the ball to go out of play or the referee to wave you back on. That goal should not have stood. And I will argue until I'm blue in the face. I've looked at every single rule. I've looked at it all. It is all there. Someone said to me earlier, yeah, but the rules don't mention anything about natural position or natural momentum. And I'm like, yeah, but they also don't say that on handballs. But how often do we hear his arm wasn't in a natural position, or his arm was in a natural position, or it was his momentum as he's gone down? We hear it constantly just because it doesn't use that word in the rule.
Pitch and back on all the time. Like when the ball goes out of, when the ball's on the line, it's not gone out of play, but they'll run round to,
Yeah, so that's your natural momentum to do so. Yeah. He has purposely chose to stay off the field. And like I say, I checked with an EFL referee, an EFL official earlier, who said it's classed as deception. If you wait off the pitch and then you run back on, it's an indirect free kick to the goalkeeper and it's a yellow card. Now, in retrospect, because the keeper hasn't given anything the referee hasn't given anything for it, the rule that now is, because it's deception, it's a red card offence. It's a 2-game ban. So the EFL have got a thing to discuss here, because they've got to, and I don't think they will, because the PGMOL have got to admit that the referees got it completely wrong.
It's not called the PGMOL anymore.
No, they changed the name. Yeah, they changed the name, didn't they? But they've got to either admit that they got it completely wrong, or they've just got to ignore it altogether. But if I'm Northampton, I am asking, and in writing, how that goal was was allowed to stand. And really, in the rules,
they'll just get a letter of apology, won't they? That's how it works.
But you know what? Even a letter of apology proves that it shouldn't have stood.
And although it won't help Northampton, if they even acknowledge it, March has to get the ban retrospectively. The same as they've done with the West Brom player.
Well, they put an appeal in. Yeah.
Bear in mind as well, March was already on a yellow card. It's a massive thing. We spoke earlier about things that can affect the outcome of a game. That's huge. That is huge, because really that goal should have been disallowed. It should have been 0-0, and he should have been off that field for a red card offence. A second yellow.
Yeah, but Liam, it swings and roundabouts. It'll all even itself up at some point this season. Northampton all
bollocks. That one as long as a rant as I thought it was. Hannah, have you got any notes on that game?
No.
Just worth noting from both teams' perspectives, really. Just very, very quickly, if I can, because I didn't say it on the last one. Our mutual friend Jack Payne also missed a penalty in the Colchester game. Just throwing that out there.
I love
so Crew have, obviously, with the help of a dodgy goal, gone 2 for 2, but have not conceded. So 6 points, not conceded. Very Bradford-esque of them at the start of the season. Northampton, obviously, 0 goals scored so far this season.
Yeah. Could be in trouble now. I did say that Northampton would struggle this season as well because they were horrific. Like, obviously, when you played them last week, they were horrific last year, Hannah, weren't they? They were horrible in League One last year.
They're our bogey team. We really struggle against them. Yeah, but generally, they're not good.
No, they were poor. Right, Exeter 2, Accrington 0. Accrington are another team that I never know how to kind of predict. Go on, you've got notes, Hannah. I know you.
I've got another. So 2 goals. So Exeter's first goal was after 2 minutes, and then the 13th minute goal was an own goal. Matt Taylor. This is again the selective memory that they played a game last week and they lost. They played Grimsby last week and they lost. But no, it's been the dream start.
What?
Yeah, dream start. And this is also, he also said that Accrington have got a long throw. The new part of the game. Did Challoner had a long throw in like, don't know, 1900s or something? Yeah.
So
that made me laugh. But that's my notes, just slugging Matt Taylor off.
I've got a point on long throws, and I can't remember what it is. I can't remember.
I always notice it now. I think it's actually less of a. I think because Ben Tozer, when he was at Wrexham and they were in the National League, had a stunning long throw, and we haven't ever really had one. So I always notice it in other teams, and I notice it a lot less. I'm sure I do than I used to. So for him to say that it's the new part of the game, I found really entertaining.
What's the Gary Neville? Is it Stick to Football?
Yeah.
That's what I watched it on.
And then the Stick to United now, which is the Goldbridge
and Rooney.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? Right. Just let's move on. The Overlap, it's called.
That's the other one, yeah.
2 of the producers of The Overlap were sat next to me at Salford Grimsby, funnily enough. That's the end of my story.
Very nice.
Because I never watched it.
Oh, who was it? Who's been the Tottenham managers? Not Ange. Who's been the other one?
Does your name?
When? Before Ange?
Recently, yeah. I think he's Spurs manager. Let's have a look.
Should we revisit this next week?
Yeah. You can revisit it. It's not Ange.
Ange has been on The Overlap.
Right. Okay. Then it is Ange. Postecoglou. Yeah. He
this is very League Two relevant, I can tell.
I know.
No, but it is.
It's long throw relevant.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I've got it here. He spoke about long throws, and he said the whole foundations of football were made so that you couldn't gain an advantage with your hands. The only person who was allowed to gain an advantage with the hands was a goalkeeper. And he said that now long throws have kind of become a weapon, an exploit of that rule. He says they create severe congestion in the 6-yard box, unfairly blocking goalkeepers doing their jobs, which is true. It's right. Like the long throws are.
So what's he want? Kick-ins?
No, but it's
why
the
do we
whole.
not have that?
By the way, but I'd be all over kick-ins because stupidly up until I think under 9, under 10s football, it is kick-ins.
But but then exactly the same thing happens. Apart from instead of someone throwing it that far, they're just going to kick it that far.
Yeah, but that's what the game is. The game is built on football. But the game is built. The game is for kicking. It's the same as a corner, but obviously on the touchline further over. It's the game is made and designed for playing with your feet. If you gain an advantage with your feet, fine. Football, gaining an advantage with your hands. And I watched it and I was kind of like, he's got a very good point.
Okay, but on that then, is it suggested therefore that no goalkeeper can throw it the length of the pitch to set up a goal? Because they legally allowed to use their hands, but he would have a real issue with that.
No, because a goalkeeper isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And a goalkeeper isn't going to throw the ball from his own area and land it in the opposition area where there's a congestion of players. That's the argument.
So is his issue more the congestion of players then, not the fact that it's being thrown?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both in that the ball being
basically
thrown.
It's sour grapes, isn't it?
Well, it's not the ball being dropped on the penalty
I don't think
spot.
Ange has got a long throw, and it's always bothered him.
The ball being dropped on the penalty spot from a throw-in is ridiculously hard to defend against because your keeper is.
It's no difference defending it if they were to kick it.
At that point, it's part of the game. It's football, and that's what
it's an absolute nonsense.
No, I like it.
I'm not having that, Ange. It's an absolute nonsense.
Right.
Let's move on. But I'm right. Right.
I have no notes on Accrington.
Fleetwood Gillingham. I'm hoping neither of you have notes on that either.
No, literally no notes. It's the epitome of no notes.
I have one note.
It's the epitome of a Gillingham game. Go on.
So Gillingham are starting to set their own trend here. I believe they hit the woodwork 4 times last week and did it a further 2 times this week, and as such have still scored 0 goals.
Christ. That's just typical Gillingham. We're going to keep going back to Gillingham and just say, like I said last week, have they got to do it this season? Is time running out for the Gallingtons to get it right? Yeah, they've got to start doing something.
Down to the last 4.
Yeah, Port Vale, Tranmere, 1-1.
I love this.
Go on.
You want to talk about the main talking point here?
I don't know. I've got a few.
Are you talking about the goalkeeping situation?
The goalkeeping situation, because we're also playing like this at the moment. We've got no second goalkeeper on the bench. Neither do they. So Harrison Mail went
on. How can you not have a second goalkeeper when everyone's got like 7 and 9 subs these days?
Oh, we've got one. We're just choosing for whatever reason not to play them. And Darryl Clark has said that they he takes responsibility for it, but as a team they decided that they talked about it. They talked about the risk involved, and they decided that they were going to go with it. How do
you feel in this situation if you are the natural backup goalkeeper that, you're the number 2, and even still you're not getting in the matchday squad?
Well, right, like Luca Ashby-Hammond, who's our second choice goalkeeper at the moment, played on Tuesday night. He was wandering around in the stands. He's perfectly fit as far as I know. Yeah.
That's what Harry Lewis was doing at Mansfield.
Yeah. So they chose not to play with an emergency keeper. They knew what they would do if the situation arose, which unfortunately it did. And Port Vale still failed to score. Mo Fall, who was another one that I didn't know had, we talked about signings that had passed us by. That was another one that was a bit of a surprise. Failed to score completely. He's taken responsibility for it, which Braden was like, oh yeah, he's taken responsibility, but he's a top striker and I've got faith in him. Mate,
the lad that went in goal, I don't know if you remember the infamous one at Man United when John O'Shea did it, but the lad in goal did pull off a point-blank save as well.
Yeah, to be fair, he pulled off some good saves. From what I saw, he pulled off some good saves.
So he said that Bobby Faulkner enjoys it. He kind of put his hand up going into the game, that's what would happen.
I'd love to know how deep this planning goes. Like, because what happens if he's already been subbed off in the game? Do they have like 2 or 3 players just lined up to go and goal?
I don't know, but I'd love to know, like, which of our lads has said that they'll step in, because they must have had the same conversations. My money's on Kyle Wootton. He's gone from striker to centre back. Goalkeeper is the obvious
progression.
Progression, yeah.
Yeah,
basically all these outfield players, they think goalkeeping's easy. They've seen the viral clip of Wayne Rooney when he did the Man United training one, that he was pulling off all the saves, which was all pre-planned and stuff. And they're like, oh yeah, goalkeeping's easy. I'll do it for a game.
Yeah.
And they think, that's the problem. They do think it's easy, and then they end up in this position where sometimes they're just going to get.
He did all right.
He did all right, yeah, but he's the exception to the rule, sure.
Well, no, it happened at Swindon a couple of seasons ago, where I want to say, I should really remember this. I'm 99% sure it was Barrow. We were playing Barrow away, and their goalkeeper went down injured, and we didn't have a shot from the minute they had an outfield player in goal. We just didn't shoot. It's the most, and there was a really bad quote, and it's going to bug me that I can't remember what the quote was. But there's a really bad quote that came out after the game, and I remember I spent about half an hour on Fools just ranting about the quote at the time. Never mind that we didn't shoot at an outfield player. I was so angry at the quote that came out. I hope Mike's watching; he'll remember. But it was so stupid.
I like it. I like goal. I like players going in goal.
Tom Ince, cheat code at League 2, do you reckon? Or
no.
I don't know. I feel like he was. Where was he last season? Still at Port Vale. I feel like he's been somewhere else.
Was he not in the Championship last year?
I don't think so.
I'm sure he's been higher up. He's either gone down.
I'm going to have to check now.
Where else could he have been? I don't think he was.
So I'm sure they said something like he played X amount of games in the Championship last year.
Oh, really? He's good.
Well, maybe he did.
Tom Ince was at Watford last year.
Oh, Watford.
That's a shambles.
Played 86 games for them between 2023 and 2026, scoring 7 goals.
I didn't think he was playing that high.
He was at Reading before that. And then Stoke.
I heard that he joined because he really liked that Robbie Williams thing.
Which Robbie Williams thing?
I know it's coming.
Come on, Vale. Come on, Vale. These are
Pete Wild.
But he plays for Tranmere, not Vale.
Yeah. Well, he can still like it.
Does he? No.
It was such a good link, apart from factually inaccurate.
What? I mean, God, like sometimes if you just say things with enough authority, then that's enough.
Save enough confidence.
Yeah. 4 years we've done that. 4 years of experience of just saying it with your chest.
Say it like you're Matty Taylor.
Yeah, we mean it. We know what we're talking about. Not a clue. Right. So next game, let's go on to it because we're nearly there now. Rochdale lost 2-1 to Crawley. Could Rochdale be in trouble of going back down, do you think?
They are injury hit, according to Ian Watson off of Asda. So I think that's what they are putting it down to. But they've got, what, a week to pull out?
Yeah. I mean, how many injuries have they got, as he said?
I'll have a look. But the other thing he said was that they played with much more confidence than they did last week. So he saw it as an improvement on last week's, which we played with a lot more belief than last week when we were shy and tentative. I asked them to believe in themselves. Nobody hid behind the goal. And collectively, we were a lot better. Right, hang on. The loss left newly promoted, albeit injury hit Dale, still searching for their first point. He just said it was another tough moment, especially with the players not available. Yeah, so no, it's not been quantified, but
he's not getting.
You look at, like, I don't tend to look at the like scores for individual players, but no one playing for East got an 8. Everyone else was a 6 or a 5.
By the way, Ryan East,
what player?
Unbelievable player.
Adiraju scored for Crawley their first goal. He is going to be Colin Kazim-Richards' wonder boy this year. He likes to score goals, apparently. So
someone else who I don't believe is good enough to be a manager at this level is Colin Kazim-Richards. But
my only additional point to what Hannah's already brought up is, once again, I'd like to comment on a beautiful kit. Crawley's purple number is I can't wait for us to have it.
I'm going to say you only like it. You only like it. It's your next one. Right, Shrewsbury, Barnet 3, Shrewsbury.
Barnet. So Barnet, I think people are sleeping on Barnet. There's been a few that I've heard, including quite a few of our boys. Barnet are the real deal, but people need to look at Barnet and not just say dark horses. They are genuine promotion contenders. Jake Reeves signed there on Thursday or Friday and got a debut goal.
That's
good
why
signing. Good signing for them. They have now scored 11 goals in the last 7 days.
Well, I mean, we got Ryan Glover from that in the summer. I don't know whether I can't remember whether there was a fee involved, but I mean, that lad has come League One ready.
Yeah.
And that's the culture and the quality that he's come from. I mean, Barnet's goal, 2 of Barnet's goals were quite late on. Josh Davison is at Shrewsbury. That passed me by as well. Good old Josh Davison.
Scored.
Yeah. I don't know.
If it wasn't for the money that Salford and Rovers have thrown at it, I think more people would actually be saying Barnet title contenders. Because they had such a good end of the season last year.
Essentially.
Well, they had such a good end of the season last year, and they have built on it. It's not like they looked good, so they've allowed the squad to be decimated. They built on what they ended with last year.
Yeah.
All right. Are we there?
It's time.
I've got some cracking Ian Holloway quotes.
Go on. If you talk about the game first, and Hannah, you bring the Ian Holloway quotes.
Yeah, because we can see whether they reflect the game.
So we won. We won our first home game of the season. From what I hear from the lads that were there, from what I've seen myself, I think that the fundamental quote from Holloway is potentially true. He said that he doesn't necessarily think we deserved to win it, and a draw was probably fair, but we did win it. We continue to have injury problems, as we spoke about on Thursday's show, Liam.
Yep.
But it looks a lot more balanced. The player that we signed from Newcastle, which Holloway found hilarious because we signed him on Monday and his name sounds very similar to Monday. He's made this joke 3 times that I'm aware of. He had a very, very accomplished debut. I believe it's his first EFL game, and he had a very, very good game in that midfield. A lot of people were very, very happy with his performance.
Oh, gosh. Is he called Monday? Like, Munda?
I think it's... we signed Munda on Monday.
Yeah, he scored 7.
So a lot of people were very, very happy. There's a fantastic stat, which I will try and just load up very quickly here, about Billy Kirkman as well, who's our left back. And he's been around for a couple of years as Billy. But what's interesting is he never really seems to put a foot wrong, but he's always the player that seems that they try and replace.
Yeah.
He just doesn't ever seem to be the one that people want around. Why can't I find this Billy Kirkman stat? Because it reflects really well on him. I will find it while I carry on talking. He ended up getting man of the match for his performance. Holloway highlighted him as well.
He was the league papers star man as well.
I mean that's great. And I know Woody for obviously from Fools. He's a massive Kirkman fan. He always believes in what he can do. I just can't find this bloody picture with the stat, which is going to bug me now. Oh, here we go. I think. Yeah. So So according to Opta Joe, Swindon Town's Billy Kirkman recorded 10 interceptions and 16 tackles across the first 2 match days of the EFL season. That's the highest tally of any player.
Well done,
and that's
Billy
our left
Kirkman.
back doing that. Well done, Billy Kirkman. I'm also led to believe, completely unrelated, he's a lot taller in person than he looks on the pitch. is another review I've been given.
I mean, honestly, like anyone called Billy, I think they'll be like 5'5" and scrappy. Don't know why.
As for Munda, the stats that I've seen for him, he got an assist, 83% pass completion, 9 defensive contributions, including 5 tackles, 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 6 recoveries, and 6 out of 9 ground duels won for a player on his EFL debut. Drinan scored the first goal, and that's a great strike. There was an element of fortune to it, the way the ball sort of fell to him. It was a great strike. And then you've been purring about long throws for the last hour or so. Our second goal came from a throw in across the area. It bounced, and then Captain Fantastic actually turned up for a change. And instead of volleying it over like he did in the game we watched, Liam, he actually put this one in the back of the net. Holloway saying afterwards, we tried not to deploy our long throws during pre-season so people didn't know we had it. We think it caught them off guard.
It's because that newfangled
the Cheltenham goal, to be fair, is a really, really good finish. I feel it should have been defended better in the first instance, but once we've let it bounce, which is criminal from us that we're going to keep doing, apparently we just don't like to attack the ball. We like to let it bounce. So we're going to keep conceding these kind of goals. But once we've let it bounce, it's a really, really good finish from the Cheltenham player. And arguably the only thing Kirkman did wrong all game. But yeah, considering where we were, a lot of positives to take. Still a long way to go till we have a complete performance. But having some bodies available again seemed to help. And we're hoping that 3 or 4 will be available that weren't this week for next week, which will help further. And then all eyes turn to deadline day. But yeah, we may have held on a little bit, but we got a big 3 points. And what it does do, and what a lot of the fan base has agreed, and even I'm willing to go and say that, is it's made the point at Northampton look better now, because now we have 4, as opposed to we could have had 2 or 1. And then I was already bemoaning the point at Northampton, but had we not had the win to back it up, but now we're sat here, we haven't lost in our first 2 games, generally look defensively quite sound. It's taken a really good finish to get past us. And we've got 4 points. It's a lot more positive than maybe I expected it to be talking to you tonight.
Fair enough. I watched Fools on Friday, and if you'd have watched Fools, Hannah, you would have thought they were going to lose 10-0.
I watched bits of it.
Honestly, it was a Cheltenham fan, wasn't it? Yeah.
Cheltenham Kieran.
He must have been salivating when he woke up Saturday morning.
Bit of a bogey team for Swindon.
Yeah, we don't have a great record against Cheltenham at all.
They've not beaten Cheltenham at home since 2012.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's a stat.
Yeah,
that is a stat. Well,
Ollie ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
down my spine.
What other amazing quotes have you found though?
Right. So Ian Holloway Hollywood said it's probably the worst we're going to feel. I'm fairly sure he's managed Swindon before.
Why would it be the worst he's felt?
We've just won the game.
Because I think he meant organisationally, because he went on to say we don't know each other very well.
Yes, he keeps saying this.
So, but that's in common with, we've heard about Rotherham with their 11 new signings, and
and that's why I'm not accepting it. He's had pre-season. He's had pre-season to get them together.
Yeah. The other thing that I found funny was, but we'll get there. So to do that in the second division.
Yeah, he keeps calling it the second division.
Has no one told him he's in the fourth division in old money?
No, because we're in League Two, so it's the second division.
Yeah, but that means if you get relegated, you're playing in the National League. It's the best league in the country. It's the one with all the teams in.
Well, so to do that in the second division, to get a point and a clean sheet last week, and to get a 2-1 win here this week, I'm delighted.
Well, fair play to
honestly,
Ian,
I think we could just do a podcast on like post-match managerial interviews, because honestly, the nonsense is
we'll just record like a Sunday brunch thing of just the post-match stuff before we do the proper one on a Sunday night.
Yeah, we'll just get that, like watch the like clip the videos and read the papers. No notes.
Fair play. No, I wanted Fifey to have his little rant about Swindon. I kind of hoped they'd lose.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, right. Well,
I'm content enough. We're still not necessarily playing great football, but it was better, and we've got 4 points from 6.
Oh so. Yes, Ian. Thanks. I completely forgotten about that, but I did know.
I'm trying to put it on it.
Yeah, Stockport County women in their second game of their new era under the lovely Tracy Neville beat Bradford 5-1 today.
That's right, Hannah.
Is that Tracy Neville as in...
Yes.
As in the Neville sister who was very accomplished at netball?
Yes. Yeah, so she's Phil's twin. And she was announced as CEO of what was Stockport County Ladies a good few months ago. And do you know, like, the change that she is making? And obviously she's new to football, and she will say that quite openly, but she's not new to women's sport and fighting for equity and equality in sports. And that's the difference that we're seeing this season. We've got Tash Tesgall is the manager. She is Emra Tesgall at Crewe, I think. She's his cousin. She was at Stoke in her playing career. But this is a team now that have gone from wearing, the county kits from 2 seasons ago to now they've got their names on the back. They've got the current kits. They've got their
very Ted Lasso of them.
Do you know what? The parallels, Fifey, I'm loving it, because like even down to the changing rooms, like one of the things Tracy said was that I want them to have really good changing facilities, and not just the like shitty ones compared, like, and that's what they're getting, and it's so lovely. And I've got a season ticket, and I'm so kind of excited for this little journey that they're on. But they've got United on Wednesday night. United must have some kind of like development team that plays in the lower leagues, and that's in the cup. But yeah, it's ace.
Can't wait for Paula Radcliffe to get involved with older women.
Who would we have?
There were rumours about Jill Scott and Salford.
Jill Scott's too busy on Ted Lasso as well.
Yes. Sophie was watching it and she's like, why is that like Jill Scott? I mean, she's not really, she does have a season ticket for County Women, but generally isn't that into football. And I was like, because you've just successfully named and identified one of the most visible women in, I mean, men's football now, but traditional women's football. And think back to, on Ted Lasso, they've had like Clinton Morrison, they had all sorts of different pundits on there, and Jeff Stelling and all sorts of people. And now Jill Scott.
You can have the 5-1.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
We'll take the 2 league games between the men's teams.
I mean, they're already yours. So
if that's okay.
Don't ruin my Christmas, though. I'll be really. Maybe I just.
Hannah, imagine, right? Imagine that you wake up Boxing Day, you're playing Bradford, and Nick Powell scores. We win 3-0, and it's Torre, Sarcevic, and Powell.
And then Callum Connolly, I don't know, gets an assist or something.
Oh, we win 4-0, and Connolly scores an all. Yeah. All fun. Right, well, guys, we've reached the end. We've gone 2.5 hours again. We've got to get there.
We need to work on this.
Yeah. Right.
What else are we doing on a Sunday night? Let's be honest.
Being honest, bed.
True.
I was got bed.
Charlotte wants to watch. We started watching this documentary last night, and then we realised about an hour in that it's not a documentary at all. It's like a fictionalization, and but she's quite into it. So we're going to go watch it.
What's it about?
A French child influencer who gets kidnapped, but we think the mum's done it at the moment. It's on Hulu.
Interesting. I might. Let me know how it is, and if it's good, I'll watch it. Right. Well, guys, thank you very much. I'm exhausted now, so we've got games this week.
The alcohol.
It's cup games this week.
Not for me.
Might do a little watch along on Wednesday.
Checked both.
Might do a little watch along on Wednesday, but we'll see, guys. Thank you very much. It's been fun. We'll see you next week.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Come on, Vale. Come on, Vale. These are shit, Vale. These are shits. Come on, Vale. These are shit, Vale. Come on, Vale. These are shit.